brother in the neck with a butter knife will fit the cup.
Just cuz.
It ain't going platinum, it's going double uranium, son.
Uranium, you
We
heard?
popping bottles, stabbing people, killing people.
How's it going, everyone? This is Frank Cavone,
I'm Doe Quimby.
and we are Kinda Live.
Kinda Livin.
This is episode 38 of the Kinda Live, Kinda Livin podcast. As all of you guys know, you can listen to the Kinda Live, Kinda Livin podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube.
Anywhere, like your job, driving in your car, working out, hitting the slopes, anywhere you want.
And we're here today with a special guest, great friend, Rich Ortiz. How you doing, Rich?
Great.
It's great to see you, man. It's been a long time since we've done something with you. We've seen you. I've probably seen, dude. Just want to say your 80K Fest performance was awesome.
Amazing.
I was at
so
Twiddle
cool.
over the week, over New Year's, and like people were talking about how you had that kid up on stage playing when you were playing the day set to kick off day 2.
That was awesome.
That was really cool.
I was right
That
there
was all
for
improvised.
That was amazing.
Yeah, you were up
That
there
was-
filming all
yeah.
of that.
Yeah,
That's one of those special moments. I love that. The real moments where he was so engaged. That little guy was like locking in.
Yeah,
So cool.
I was backstage when it happened, but like some of the pictures and just some of the I don't know, people were digging what you were doing, and like especially like Dave, like placing you in between the two sets of Twiddle.
Huge.
That was awesome.
Oh, that was huge. That was epic.
That was so cool.
I had my son and my brother hanging out backstage for that, and just that whole time was so special. What a great festival. First of all,
Yeah, right in our backyard.
to have that to come to Lake George and to have Dave bring that kind of energy to Lake George is awesome, and I was just so happy to be part of it. I actually played the original 80K Fest.
That's right.
Oh.
That's right. You did.
And I forget what act it was. I'm sure Dave would know, but he's like, one of the acts didn't show. We need you to go back up. So I felt like Richie Havens at Woodstock, where he got his chance to, and he kind of, so I was like, yeah, I'm going back on. So
Yeah.
2 sets, but man, that was so awesome.
Yeah, it was killer. And but yeah, we just want to thank everybody for tuning in all of last year for the first year of Kinda Live, Kinda Livin podcast. 2020 is going to be just we got a lot of things in store,
yeah.
a lot of stuff
Super
coming.
excited.
Even tomorrow, if you're listening, the video that we are releasing tomorrow, you will probably find about tomorrow.
Is it a surprise? Is it a surprise?
It's a surprise. We've been I will say, like, our one big focus this year is now that we have such an amazing staff, like it's easy to do other things now that we're not able to get reach to, that we like some of our goals that we wanted to, and one of them is pumping out a lot of video, a lot of various types of videos, and we even have 2 long form documentaries coming out. The only hint I'm going to give out is that it's related to the Adirondack area. That's all.
Nice.
But it's going to be a lot of fun,
Nice.
and but I'm really excited. I have good feelings. I'm just like, hitting hard. We were talking earlier before the podcast started about New Year's resolutions.
Right.
Let's just go down the line here. Personal New Year's resolutions. Rich, what is something that you want 2020 to bring to you?
Well,
Or you
to be
earn?
honest with you, you know what I want to do? I want to get back in shape. You know what I mean? I've just been eating so unhealthy. Like, I'm just ready to like cleanse. So this 2020 is going to be like I'm going to get fit. I'm going to get some fitness in. I'm going to feel good. But I have a question for you. Where are people watching this podcast right now? Are they watching on Facebook? Where are they watching this?
So for the people, some of our viewers know this, but for those who don't know, tune in tonight actually, and just anywhere, you can listen to this live on YouTube. So right now we are being broadcasted live right through our Mirth Films YouTube channel, and but yeah, so we usually do this. We try to keep it consistent, but something we do actually want to bring up now that we're talking about this is Mirth Films Kinda Live, Kinda Livin podcast will be Mondays between 7:30 and 8 p.m. each week. There might be a day or two throughout the year where we change it, but we're going to be sticking to that schedule. We're going to allow, it's just going to allow for more things to happen, especially after, like, making sure we get the podcast up right on time. Because, like I said, you can, if you have iTunes, you have an Apple device, or if you're just using Spotify
Spotify
on,
or SoundCloud.
you can
Is this
listen to it
is
right
this
on there.
live on any of the social medias?
Just YouTube.
Just YouTube.
Okay, got
but
we do
so-
share a link at the beginning of the show on Facebook for all of our Facebook followers.
Absolutely.
I was gonna say, if you're watching and you shared it on Facebook, I would send you this Ricola right now.
We actually do. If anybody wants Rich's Ricola, we actually
Not
do have.
Ricola. That sounds like some sort of disease.
Yeah, no Ricola here.
Ricola.
No lettuce outbreaks, but Ricola.
Yeah.
We actually have a chat. So if you are listening live, please, if you have any questions for Rich or any of us tonight, just please enter in the chat, or even if you want him to send him your Ricola.
Ricola.
Yeah, you guys make it sound like it's like some sort of Ebola.
Ricola. I know. Every time I hear of E. coli, I'm like, oh,
E. coli.
Ricola. That's right.
No, let's have an E. coli lozenge.
Awesome. And what were we talking about?
New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolution. So yeah, you want to get fit.
Yeah, I want to get fit, man. I gotta lose some weight.
Gotta get the beach bod, you know.
Yeah, dude. It's
2020.
Like, I'm going down to Florida a lot more. No, it's you know what? It's just about trying to stay healthy for my family and my kids. You know.
Absolutely.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
like
it's dad stuff.
man, I do not know that yet.
Nope.
It's real. It's a real thing. You might.
I hope not.
might
Not anytime soon, just for me.
I already feel like an old man, but I feel like I don't have those type of tendencies yet. But I do
You
want
seem
to.
like
I
you-
want to.
I have like an old soul.
You do have
yeah,
an
yeah,
old
you got
soul.
the old
for
soul.
sure.
Thank you. But like, I definitely do want to start eating better. I've been a picky eater
Yeah.
my whole life, and like, so if it's been like super delicious and basically bad for me, that's my jam.
Same.
I mean, I've survived for like 24 years, which is fantastic. But like at this point, like I feel like I can start feeling the effects. Like I'm always tired, and I don't think that's like a normal thing anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's you are what you eat. They say, right?
Most
Pretty
definitely.
much, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yep.
got a whole bunch of that gut biome going.
Oh,
there
that's where my
controlling-
McChicken was. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
So yeah, 2020, get fit. That's what I'm doing.
Get fit.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I'm gonna actually do that, but I'm gonna try.
There you go.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Just take like off 20 pounds, start running. You know what's great when you're a singer? Just to be in the most like aerobically fit shape. It feels so good to sing. You know.
Yeah. I'm sure like after like when you're in the process of working out, it's like after that 2-week period, you definitely feel the effects of like the minor effects of feeling like somewhat cleaner like in yourself. I don't know.
I don't know
that's
that I can work out, but I know that if I eat healthy and continue to do what I do, like with the ice fishing, like dragon sleds, half a mile. Like today, I walked on. I was up in the Adirondacks on a lake. I probably walked, no joke, to one spot like a mile and a half just to get out there, and there was a couple inches of snow.
So that
but-
that plays a factor.
Yeah, and if I just eat healthy, I think I'll be all right.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Now what about you, Doug?
Yeah, what's your deal?
I mean, of course, want to eat healthy. I feel like I want to get out on my skateboard more this year. Things
Nice.
just been kind of collecting dust. The only time I really skated was like at the skate park competition. And like, gotta do that more than once a year. You know, really enjoy that sport.
That's
And yeah,
awesome.
that's just being out there, being more active.
Nice.
I want to hopefully, do enough of this freelance to be able to leave my job because
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Frankie did it 2019.
He did.
2019.
No, we were talking the other day. We kind of got some plans in the works that sound
sweet.
sound like it might be able to work out. So
like it.
Yeah,
just going for
yeah.
that. Going for that. Other than that, just trying to be better.
What did you guys actually do for New Year's?
I didn't
For
do
New
much.
Year's.
Nothing.
Okay, yeah. So
no,
New
I was
Year's.
I was over there.
So you relaxed. You were
Yeah.
prepared for 2020 by getting some sleep.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. 22. So my New Year's, like, I guess it started a little early. First, I had family up from Virginia. Always awesome to see them. We only get to see them once or maybe twice a year.
Who
And
came up? What family members?
just some of my family members on my dad's side, my
Nice.
aunt and uncle,
Nice.
and they're it's I don't know. We have a couple cousins the same age that live down there, so we're close to them, but like not close to them, you know. So
It's the fun close where you're like, yeah, you're my cousin.
exactly, and like so I had that going on, and then 2 nights of Dark Star Orchestra at the Palace Theater, which was really cool. I actually left like halfway through the
That's
first
sweet.
show just because they were up, and I was like, I'm gonna take this time to see them.
Yeah, yeah.
And like, whereas like, I don't know,
a
like,
mature
where,
move.
if you want to talk about like a New Year's resolution, some of my New Year's resolutions, I guess, like, of course, I want this to be something like bigger than itself, of course, like, and I'm willing to, put my blood, sweat, and tears into it, but definitely like staying true to my family and just, I don't know, rekindling some relationships with some friends and just I don't know. I've learned that
you
in
do
the
know.
past
You
2
do know.
years, like in
Yeah.
the past at least 4 months, like
How much you have to give up, right, to
Yeah.
get where you are.
exactly, and it's like if I don't like do
Mm-hmm.
something certain, like maybe like skipping out on dinner at my grandmother's one night. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, I fucking
So
missed
there-
out. Like
I feel like you're touching on a really good thing, you know, and that's kind of like the most important thing about my career is that I've been able to like keep it maintainable enough to be like, no, I got to go do this with my family tonight. You know what I mean? It's not like I have to be, you know, it's not like I have to be in front of 30,000 people. You know what I mean? I can still make a
Right,
good
right.
living, and like sometimes I can just say like, no, tonight I'm not playing. I gotta go do something for my kids. You know, go watch my son play soccer or whatever it is, and you got to make those sacrifices because really, what is there in life, right? Family,
completely.
You know,
At the end of the day,
at the
for
end
sure.
of the day, you know,
That's what you need.
yeah.
Yeah, so just like that was really cool. Like
That's
special
awesome.
spending time with them. That was great. So after the 2 nights of Dark Star, like it was a last minute decision. It wasn't going down to Fish. So my buddy and I, Tom, who's also part of Mirth Films, college roommate, awesome friend. We went to go see Twiddle in Boston for 2 nights. And first night was at Paradise Rock Club. Second night was at the House of Blues in Boston. Both were great nights. It was nice to get away. They give us press passes both nights. Night 1 was cool because the set list was fan selected. So the fans were able to go on Facebook, select the set, like songs, voted for the songs they wanted to play, that they wanted Twiddle to play, and they played them all.
That's
That
awesome.
was like in like a whatever a full set list would be.
Yeah.
And honestly, that was such a cool show. They ended the show with Gangsta's Paradise
That's
Oh my
because of the
God.
Paradise Rock Club,
That's so
which is
cool.
so
Makes
cool.
sense.
That's awesome.
And then night 2 was awesome. First band, the band that opened up at the House of Blues was Too Many Zoos. They're a street jazz band, and but they have like I was looking them up like prior to the show. They had like 9 million hits on like their videos. So like they must have been like viral in some way.
Yeah.
But it was a cool performance. It was a saxophonist, trumpet, and I don't know what you call the drum. That's just like on your chest, and you're just like bass drum probably.
Yeah.
Bass drum.
Like a marching band style.
Marching band
Yeah.
drum, yeah.
Bass drum?
And that
Nice.
was pretty cool. And what was great about Twiddle's just show at New Year's Eve was, of course, New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
Cool way to bring in the show.
right.
But our man Dave DiCrescente, shout out to Dave. He hooked us up with all access passes instead of just press passes, so we were able to shoot from the back. We were able to walk around in the back. They fed us.
Nice.
Like first time I ever had salmon backstage at House of Blues of Boston for Twiddle New Year's Eve.
Oh man.
What'd you think?
Overrated. I also thought it would probably be. I had it broiled. Like I thought it'd be better fried or something like that, or maybe like
Fried, maybe.
Grilled?
Fried. Grilled, maybe grilled.
I don't know. Broiled. I don't know.
I could go for
Maybe
fried
I'm not a
fish.
fish guy. Like
I like fish.
haddock, but
I
like
haddock.
I know you like fish.
I like fish. All
Yeah,
kinds of fish. But salmon is salmon's a certain.
acquired, right?
You know, it's got that really good oil. You know that it's got that
Omega-3?
the mega,
Oh.
omega salmon omega
Yeah.
3. You know,
Yep.
but it's like a. You either love it. I don't really care for it.
Yeah.
It's like one of the fish I could do without.
Word.
I'm big on ahi tuna. Ooh, bring it.
Oh my God, Mikado
Bring on
ahi tuna.
Mikado. Shout out to Mikado.
Shout out Mikado.
Danny at Mikado. So
Yeah.
check this out. 40th birthday party.
Okay.
So 40th birthday party. I'm like, no one's gonna do it like I want to do it, right? So I'm just like, look, I got this. We're gonna have a party at my house. I'm gonna invite like 75 people. I'm gonna talk to Danny at Mikado. I'm gonna get him to come to the house and do sushi, straight, like all you can eat, like make it right there in my living room.
Yeah.
He made a sushi birthday cake for me, like
Oh my god.
this big of just fish, rice, like it was amazing.
That's wild.
In case you guys got a long way to go, but in case you're looking for something to do when you turn 40, Danny from Mikado.
All right, Danny.
Mikado.
Honestly,
Straight
That
up
place is so
mega.
good.
It is really good. It's totally, like, people don't realize that's actually really good. I eat sushi all over the place. And
they have this one really good roll. And for those listening that aren't in the Adirondack area, if you're ever in Glens Falls or near Glens Falls, head to Mikado right on Glen.
it's, yeah,
And
the new location.
I never ate sushi ever in my life. And then they have these Jim and Debbie rolls
Jim
that
and
are
Debbie. Leland.
so good.
Jim, that was from the guy who owned Leland Paper.
It's-
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
That's who
Jimmy
they.
W. Leland. Yeah.
Oh my God! No way.
Glens Falls roots right there.
That's awesome.
Wow.
I always tried to get him to do a Richie roll, but no Richie.
I feel
roll.
like that's a great sounding like
Right?
sushi
Richie
roll.
roll.
The Richie roll.
Oh,
the
yeah.
rich roll.
It rolls off the tongue.
Rolls.
It rolls.
Rolls off the tongue.
Get rich rolled. Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, I'm down with rolling some sushi for sure.
absolutely.
It's good stuff.
One thing I've never had.
Yeah,
Really?
Yep.
but you never had
Dude,
sushi.
no.
Honestly,
I was-
have the Jimmy
how
W.
old-
It's
how
fried
old-
shrimp.
How old
you
were
would
you
like
when you had
it.
sushi? How
Oh,
old were you?
fried.
24 maybe. Yeah.
Did you just answer my?
Well,
age?
you haven't had any.
Oh yeah.
You have never. Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
no.
So
Never.
you're a sushi virgin, really.
Yeah, you could say that.
You
I'm
haven't-
into a lot of.
You haven't
things.
gotten your roll
No.
roll popped yet.
He has no
I
rolls
couldn't
pop.
say I
Yeah.
have. Yeah.
That's
No,
all right.
No, I'm a shy guy.
And
Okay.
this is, and that's what he was saying.
Take it
he
in
wants
gentle.
To,
Take
he
it
wants
in
to eat.
gentle.
He wants to eat healthier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like,
yeah, like I
the thing is, he comes from a past of
like processed chicken, rice, corn.
ice cream.
You were like that
Ice
kid
cream
that was
butter.
like chicken
Like-
fingers and hot dogs. That you were that kid.
I wouldn't even eat hot dog.
No, that's
man.
So what was it? What did you eat? I want to
Like it was like I wouldn't eat mac and cheese. It was like chicken nuggets.
You wouldn't eat mac and cheese.
Nope, it was chicken nuggets.
Like chicken McNuggets, like, or was it like a McDonald's chicken?
I
thing?
didn't really like the McDonald's chicken nuggets because
Okay,
like I
good.
feel like back in the day they had those like some pieces of dark
Foamy
meat and it was
and
just like
weird, like-
oh
like, yeah.
it just it would
Like
hit it would hit
styrofoam,
wrong
weird, yeah,
yeah
like
it
funky.
just didn't taste like chicken.
It is weird.
But
yeah.
no, just like Tyson chicken nuggets.
Tyson chicken
like
nuggets?
boil in the bag, Uncle Ben's. That you gotta
White-
love that rice.
White rice or
White rice. I mean, I
Wild
feel
rice?
like I could go for some like I didn't mind if it was brown
So
or
you're
wild.
open
just
with-
like,
you're open to
I'm
your
open
rice.
with rice. I'm open with
Down
rice.
with
I would say
rice.
that.
Okay.
I'll say that.
So
Rice
that's
is dang.
big part of sushi.
Yeah,
corn.
that is a part of it.
So we'll make you like a chicken tender rice corn wrapped roll.
Yeah, sushi.
I'd eat
this-
that.
Yeah.
Sushi's not just fish.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, it could be whatever you want.
Yeah, it could be whatever.
Isn't
you
that
want.
like California roll? It
Well,
doesn't
kinda.
have fish
California
in it?
roll is like that's like the
I mean, it would,
Oh.
That's like the
It's a good
the
roll.
standard newbie roll.
it's a
Yeah.
new roll.
It's
yeah.
like the new. It's like the white Zinfandel of sushi.
It's like your friend asks you, oh, I want. It's like your friend. It is the white.
It's the
Zinfandel,
white
yeah.
Zinfandel of sushi. It's like,
It's like-
I don't know. I
yeah.
think I'll have the California roll. That's what it is.
gotcha.
Yeah.
But the Jim and Debbie's good because it's like it's fried shrimp inside of like a roll covered in like
have-
a honey mustard flavored like.
Oh.
I think it's
sauce.
called.
It's the cron. It's
That sounds
really
great.
good.
So you like the Jim and Debbie roll? All right.
Jim
so
and Debbie. There's a couple other
If
ones.
I had to pick
Firecracker
my
maybe.
favorite, if I had to pick my favorite, it would be the young roll.
I don't know.
Oh
So
my
man, there's
gosh.
honestly like
it's just
40
like
options.
salmon and tuna together, and then like cucumber on the outside. It's so pure fish. So I'm like deep into sushi. Like I just want like a piece of fish. Like just give me a piece of fish.
So speaking of fish, when you're fishing,
Great band.
great band, of
Yeah.
course. Well, we'll stick with the FISH.
Okay,
right?
got you. No, I'm with you.
Yeah, no. So when you're eating fish, I mean, when you're fishing, do you take into account of eating that, like picking like the type of fish you want to eat ever,
Heck yeah.
like? Because I know when we went out, just like you knew what you were getting when you went to that certain
I
spot.
was
on
targeting
the
a
lake.
species. Yeah,
You were targeting a species.
and I'm throwing it back.
So it depends on the day, or
Depends how hungry I am. You know what it has a lot to do with? It's because you want to like take reverence to prepare the meat and like do it right. So that takes time. Like I can't have like a day where I like I got a gig at like 6 tonight. Like it's got to be like a day off where I'm like I'm gonna go fish. I'm gonna go catch some food. I'm gonna bring it home. I'm gonna clean it, prepare it, make it real nice, cook it fresh for my family. Like it's a thing. It's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
that's
It's-
cool.
Yeah.
That
it's-
makes sense.
So like.
Now, what's a favorite? What's a favorite select?
So all right,
select
so
fish
up
of the
here in the
house?
Adirondacks, like
Yeah.
the way to go in the wintertime, right, would be there's two really that are like just delicious. There's perch and there's walleye. Both those fish are tremendous. Like you were talking about fried fish,
Yeah,
dude. That's the way to
perch, fried
go.
perch.
Oh my god, they call it like poor man shrimp. It's just
Really?
so good. Yeah.
Holy cow.
Yeah, and then like it's just I don't even my recipe for that. It's like in the deep fryer. Back to maybe not. I can't do that for 2020, right? Deep fry. I'll have to
What
figure
about
out.
air
Yeah,
frying?
you guys say
Air
fish.
fry? I've
You're
never
not-
air fry.
air fry?
I see them at Walmart.
Have you ever
now.
done it?
No, but I'm interested.
What is an
Like,
air fryer?
What
I
is an
don't
air
know.
fryer?
I don't understand how
What
it
is
works.
an air fryer?
What is an air fryer?
Tell
Dylan
us.
McKenzie, what's an air
Can
fryer?
someone,
Air fryer.
can someone define an air fryer for us? It's
So
not. It's
Then
different than a
Mackenzie
hair
Hodges.
dryer, right?
completely.
I'm
It's
assuming-
gotta be.
Like,
yeah.
I'm like, I guess it fries food
Maybe
somehow,
it just
some way, but it's
outputs
like cleaner
much
than.
more heat.
But no oil.
I guess not.
That's true.
I mean, it's
Just
just
all air.
air.
It's air.
It must be.
So it's like
Just
super
pressure.
dry.
Maybe
It's
it's
like-
like steamy.
Maybe it's extra dry air, like zero humidity, just
Ooh, like that
just
desert
like-
heat.
yeah, like
just
that
like
stupid,
frying
like crispy heat.
But how's that fry? Oh, yeah.
It does.
I
like,
guess it
Yeah,
would
it
fry.
bakes
Like
it.
right
It
now, I
bakes
got
it,
dry
really.
skin in my house.
Yeah.
There's no moisture in my house. It's
Yeah.
probably like that. It's probably like my house.
Demoisturizes, or what is it? Dehumidifies?
Dehumidifier? You don't
Dehumidifier.
want that.
Yeah, that's not. Do you, well, like, let's
Oh
not
yeah,
make
you
it
don't
basic.
want dehumidified chicken.
No, you don't want dehumidifiers. Dehydrated?
Dehydrated. Yeah.
That's beef jerky. Can't go
Yeah,
wrong
it's
with
beef jerky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Air fryers.
Air fryers.
So, okay.
2020,
so
we're gonna try air fryer.
we're moving into winter
So
time.
shrimp.
Yeah.
Poor man shrimp. Perch, back to it. Yeah. The stuff is incredible. We make it, everybody who like ice fishes is like, there's guys out there just like filling buckets with perch. And perch are like super abundant, so they reproduce. So you're not like you're not like doing huge damage on like a school of fish. They like very abundant, very very resilient fish. So there's certain fish that you don't want to just rip out of the lake like wholeheartedly without any discretion.
Yeah.
Certain fish have a easier time reproducing. Perch is an excellent panfish. You in Lake George, you could probably pull out buckets worth, and still be all right. There is a limit on it, but you take what you need. But realistically, can't go wrong. Perch. It's like
Perch. Okay.
perch.
Bass, no go.
No go. Bass in the wintertime first in New York, they're not legal to keep. There's a season for them in the summer.
Oh, really?
Yeah. That is like my sport fish. Like a bass
A
is
bass,
it's like a
okay.
fun thing to catch for me, just to like fun to target. But oh man, you don't want to get me talking fishing. People would fall asleep out there. I love the fish.
So we'll take a break with the fishing now with the music.
Yeah.
Where have you recently been playing out? What what have you been working on? What's going on with Rich Ortiz, and what's in store for 2020?
So 2020, it's shaping up. It's already kind of shaping up as like kind of building from what I was doing last year. So music is a part of it. It's not the whole part of 2020. I'm thinking. So like, I've expanded some gigs. I've been working with Costa sunglasses.
Okay.
So Costa Del Mar sunglasses is like, it's like the water life sunglasses. Like if you're a fisherman, they're like the best for like seeing in the water.
Okay.
So this company, I did this like gig in New York City for this company a couple years ago, and they're like, "Wow, your music fits our company. Like we want you to come do some more gigs." So then I sent them an email. I was like, "By the way, I absolutely love these glasses. Like I've been using them for a long time for fishing. Oh, and here's like a million pictures of me with like all of these big fish." And they were like, "Whoa, like you are this guy?" Like so now 2020 is going to bring like I've been traveling with Costa. So I'll go to Florida on Thursday. I'm going to do the Surf Expo
Oh, cool.
down in Orlando. So I get to chill out there for that. And then at the end of January, I'll be in Denver, Colorado doing another show with them at the Outdoor Retailer Show.
Okay.
So somehow I'm like, and then in the summertime, I'll do a few more shows. The big show I do is iCast, which is just like, it's like euphoric for me. It's like the world's biggest fishing expo. So
This is the one that happens usually in
in like
middle of summer.
Yeah, in July.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's
Cool.
That's something I always look forward to. But so this happened last year. These things are happening. Connections are happening. 2020 is all about bringing these connections together. Speaking of connections, 80K Fest. G Love.
G Love was awesome.
So check this out. This is a true story. So I got done with my set. I'm like with my son Taylor, which we
Okay.
definitely need to talk about because he's starting to spread his wings musically.
sweet.
Yeah, I saw a
which
live
is
video.
sweet. Yeah, he's like there. He's like right there. He's just about to jump in. He's doing some gigs.
Nice.
He's doing a few gigs. He's super
That's awesome.
talented. He's like, anyways, we'll get
Yeah.
back to stay on topic. So that day, I got done with my set. G Love is like chilling, right? So I get this message from Jarrett. I'm like, yo, Jarrett, what's up? He's like, yo, I'm back here with G Love right now. He's kind of geeking out on you, and he wants to meet you. So I was like, what? G Love wants to meet me right now? Like, G Love, G Love, like G Love. And he's like, yeah, no, G Love, he wants to meet you. Are you close? I'm like, oh, like, where are you? He's like, I'm by the main stage back there. I'm like, I'm there. So I run over, and G Love was shouting me out. He really loved the bass pedals, which makes sense that he would dig that one man band deal. But he really thought the set was really cool. So he and I talked, and he seems he's doing more shows, but he was like, we're gonna get you some shows. We're gonna do some shows together for 2020. So that's a 2020 goal.
That would be sick.
Shows what you love.
I never knew who G Love was
Really?
until obviously once we dropped the tour dates for ADK Fest, like I had to know because I had to put them together
Right.
the video. But like, holy shit, completely different experience seeing him live, and like it was so cool seeing him sitting in with Twiddle for What I Got on Sublime's What I Got.
Yeah.
The first night, and then just like I can't imagine, like, especially going through your head, like with.
So my age, right? So G Love was like what we were listening to in high school, right? So
Really?
college, high
Okay.
school. It was G Love, like in the Special Sauce.
So
That was it.
what era would you say what era was that like
I don't even know how to define that. I
like
was
90s,
late 90s.
late 90s. Okay.
Yeah.
So is that
mid to late 90s.
so? Where would you see with G Love and being in that era, especially you got Fish going on, big time.
This was huge.
But what okay, if you want to talk smaller venues, where were you going to shows in the Northeast, like to go to see?
So
bands
at that
like G Love?
age, I was going to see just big shows. So I saw
Okay.
Fish do the White Album at the Civic Center. Like that was
Yeah.
at that show, like the Halloween show. Like I was going to see those kinds of shows.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I was
when was
underage,
it?
so
So
like,
when
there
was it
wasn't-
for you in your life where you were like, okay, cool, like I understand the local live music scene,
I
or
never
was
really-
there like
So that
maybe
how that
coming up
happened.
with playing or
Yeah, so that happened so my family's like there's like 5 generations of like these guys play music. Well, now 6 with my son, but like so it was like I got out of high school and I was like I'm crazy about the guitar, right?
yeah.
So my uncle was he was in a band in Delaware on the beach in a band, and I was like, what are you doing? He's like, oh man, you got to come hang out with us for the summer. You know, you can just play with us a little bit and like learn and do your thing. So within a couple months, I was down there just kind of living the band life, and I was traveling with them, going to their shows. They let me sing a few songs, you know. Then before you know it, I was rocking it. You know, I was just hitting it. I was just doing the solo act, and it was like what my uncle did, and he was like, "This is how you do it." And these are the bass pedals, and Gino's down in Atlanta now jamming out. That's my uncle Gino. He's the one who showed me like my bass rig. He does that as well. So he inspired me. He's like, my mom's a dance teacher, so he's like, man, with your dancing background, you'd crush these pedals. So it was because of him that I do that stuff. But it's a family thing, so. There's like everybody, like my great uncle,
No shit.
my
Okay.
grandfather,
Wow.
my cousins, everybody. They're all over the world playing gigs like right now.
Now,
that's
has there
how I
ever
got
been a point where with the remaining generations that like a potential family band or something like that, or
It happened.
really?
Oh
Okay.
man, it's crazy.
No way.
So-
What?
Oh man, I wish I could give you like the YouTube link to it because it's so crazy. Like in the late '60s, my grandfather and my great uncle and like all my uncles and my cousins and like my dad, they had this like killer band. And then my dad died when I was little, but he was the lead singer in a very immediate family band, which was called Blue Water, which was like my mom, my dad, my grandfather, my uncle, my aunt. You know, it was my 2 uncles, my aunts, my grandmother.
Wow.
And like this stuff's on Spotify, which is super cool.
No shit.
sweet.
Okay.
Yeah, and I found this documentary on PBS, like on my family, like as they rehearse. Oh man, I wish I could like snap up footage right now for you guys because it's so 60s, it's so like Native American, it's so real, it's so awesome. I have to show you guys. I'll
sure.
figure
Yeah.
out how to
That
get it
sounds
to
so
you.
awesome.
It's so cool.
That's
But
cool.
it was great to realize, like, wow, I'm a part of this. Like, this is, like, my dad died, so I was kind of like, my mom kind of like, I moved up with my grandparents up here on my mom's side. So it's like kind of like out of like my element. Like I was just like kind of like, my mom was a dancer. She wasn't a singer, and so I come from this really strong music background, and here I am like kind of with my mom,
Yeah.
And there's all this other, others, my father's side of the family all over the world playing music, and I'm like up here in like Skirn Lake, like ice fishing, and like, oh, there's a guitar. Like, what do you do with that? Like, oh, yeah, I like this. Like, this feels weirdly natural, So like, it just kind of.
It's like that scene in Dewey Cox Walk Hard where he just like picks up the guitar and starts playing the blues. It's Rich Ortiz.
Oh man.
So
Dewey Cox moment.
now, before I ask you this next question, with just before I ask you this next question, just for the people who haven't listened to your music, give us a little brief background about you and what you do, because what you play is and how you play is very special.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. I play some stuff. No, I'm just kidding.
Stuff, yeah.
Stuff, guys.
Look it up on
stuff.
Spotify.
No. I play like this. I was gonna say I don't really have good live recordings. I don't. You guys have to work on this. Can we make that a goal for 2020?
Oh yeah.
100%.
A sick live recording for people to see.
For sure.
So hard to translate because I play these 17-note bass organ pedals with my feet. It's like a 17-note big keyboard, like big wooden pedals that I play bass notes with my feet. So I play 2-footed bass lines while I'm playing the guitar. I set the song up with the loopers, which everybody's kind of looping. I'm kind of a looper minimalist. I just tap on the drum, my guitar to get the kick and hit the, and I use brushes to get little hi-hat sounds and make a simple drum beat, and then I elaborate over the top of that. And once in a while, I'll throw a harmonica in there a little bit and just do like a funky singer-songwriter, right? Something like that. Some funky, jammy, a little bit.
For sure.
I like to kind of be a chameleon. Is that the word, chameleon?
Chameleon, yeah, many
Blend
different jackets.
Many different jackets, yeah.
Yeah, no, and but that's really cool. And now with that coordination between the feet, the mind, and the fingers, how long did it take to be able to get that down? What got you into playing the foot bass in general?
So my uncle, Gino.
Okay.
Right. So Gino was doing this thing with his foot, but he was playing like kind of 1 foot in it, and then he like played 2 foot, but like, so he totally was like, you got to do this. And I was like, yeah. Cause I listened, that was one thing I did as I was really young. I listened to like anybody like in my family. Cause there was like, these guys are all like legit musicians, right? So it was like,
like rock stars.
yeah,
These
you
are
guys
family,
like have done, like they've done stuff. Like, I don't want to sit here and ham it up, but like some of my family members have like done legit stuff. So I'm like, yeah, they know what they're talking about, right? So I'm like, here we go. I listen to them. So Gino's like, you play the bass pedals, you'll be good at it. People love it, and they'll be blown away. So I did. But the thing is when you start splitting your brain up like that, so this is like a deeper version of it. Like I didn't realize the effects it would have like on my whole like psyche, because like you're playing like with both feet, different melodies, playing the bass lines, so it's rhythm and notes, and then you're playing guitar, and then you're singing, and you're and I'm trying to interact with the crowd, and then the more you do this, the more comfortable you get doing it all at once. I'm soloing while I'm playing the bass lines, right, and I'm watching people talk. And I'm starting to like wonder what they're saying, so I'm learning how to read lips at the same time. So next thing you know, I'm like doing like 6 things at once, right? And like successfully, eventually, after a lot of fumbles, but like successfully being able to kind of put this all together. And then you realize like, wow, I'm a totally different person mentally than I was like before I started doing this, because it kind of like
it's got to probably change your thought process and the way you play.
Mind,
like,
what I mean?
wow,
The way
so
you
I can add that.
multitask.
Yeah. I can add that tap and that dun dun dun, and then
it's like
approach this differently on a guitar.
Yeah, it's like I can like kind of like make a grilled cheese and like do the dishes at the same time now, which
7 hands.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy. No.
Now, do you think that relates to like obviously like you play music, you do fishing, and you have a family? So you think being able to like multitask all of those instruments at the same time helps you like multitask your whole life, or at least balance it out?
Depends
I
on who you
guess?
ask. No, but yeah, definitely. I'm always on the go. A lot of the people I know that respect me, mutual respect, they're always like, how do you keep it all going? Like, how do you do the fishing? How do you do your family? How do you do? And I honestly, I think that I'm doing a pretty good job at it. Like, I'm keeping it real. You know what I mean? Like, I'm keeping what's important in its place. I'm only doing what I really want to do, you know? And I'm doing it in a way that the things that are important in life are being handled and with respect and love, you know? So
For sure.
I'm able to be, prioritize, but still do the things I love and keep it somehow. And now, like I was saying, it's all kind of coming together. Like, it's been exciting to watch this. Like, I've been so passionate about fishing, and never once did I ever dream of like trying to make anything. I'm not making any money at it, but did I ever think like it would be like a part of my like journey, my career? Like, so here's the thing coming up for 2020. First of all, if Lake George freezes, which I hope it does,
I know, I'm a little scared.
a little skeptical of myself, but Mike Iaconelli, I don't know if you guys know who Mike Iaconelli is. Mike Iaconelli is like, he's like Bass Classic champion. He's a huge fisherman, like successful, like millions and millions of dollars. And it just rocks, it's just, he's the real deal. He's coming to fish with me. I'm like,
Really?
I like worship this guy. Like I
That's
watch,
awesome.
I'm a fan, and I've hung out with him this year. I've hung out with him last year. I did some gigs for him. I met him, went down to Philadelphia and played a show for him and like for his organization that helps like get fishing rods in like urban kids' hands. Like, so it's like my music's kind of doing like connecting with this fishing thing. So I ended up fishing in Philly on a pro amateur tournament with like some of the best fishermen in the world, and I ended up taking like 9th place or something like that. And I had never been on that water, so like my music's kind of like and fishing are kind of touching each other a little bit.
And that's actually, that was something I want to
So
ask you,
cool.
is how is
So-
music and fishing
that's
coming together for you?
So this winter, I can't say when or what, but Mike Ike and I are going to film a show, Going Ike, it's called. We're
Oh,
going to
cool.
film that up here
That's sweet.
on Lake George ice fishing. So it's like mind blowing to
Yeah.
me. I'm just like,
That's sick.
I don't know how
Yeah,
to describe it. It's just like I geek out meeting these guys like that I grew up watching. So I was little and I was like just sitting on the couch like Saturday morning like with a bowl of cornflakes and Captain Crunch like, oh yeah, In Fisherman's on. I'd be like, oh, it's Bill Dance, I'd be like watching check it out. Like everybody,
Screw Tom and Jerry.
no Tom and Jerry. Like Tom and Jerry. I'm like all about it. And like it's so weird because like I watch my kids and I'm like, there's no way they're gonna flip on a fishing show and be
Yeah.
like, this is awesome. But I was that guy. I like geeked out on it. It saved my life though. Fishing really saved my life. I grew up. My dad died. My mom had a really rough go. Like she just got into some hairy times, and I was like in it. I was the oldest, and I was like in it, kind of like hard. Grew up like right outside the city. Things were like really super shady for me. I went to like 14 different schools. It was I don't even want to talk about it. But it changed. Fishing was that thing. Like my grandfather took me fishing. He showed me like fishing. And it was that thing, that like safe place, that place where I could like center and pray and like really concentrate on who I was and just zone out. And, like,
Yeah.
it was that magic time for me, that like time to like rejuvenate my mind. And like that's still what it is to me today. But like if I didn't have that time, like I was like just outside of New York City going through stuff that kids should just not go through. Like we all go through stuff, but like this was like wacky stuff I was going through, and it was like that time. If I didn't have fishing as an outlet, I'd be like some scrub. I'd be full scrub
Really?
because it was
You
rough.
think?
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it was rough, and so like to have that fishing connect in this journey that I'm in right now is really awesome for me. Like so to me, it's really just a beautiful thing the way it's laying out.
For sure.
Another thing I could say now, looking back on my career, is like huge influence of mine is James Taylor. So James Taylor's always been this guy that I really loved. I don't know if his mother will agree with me, but I named my son Taylor after James Taylor, which I saw Taylor give a shout out on the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Taylor, give a shout out. Yeah,
that's Taylor.
Shout out
yeah.
Taylor.
Taylor Ortiz, yo.
Yeah, that's the
it's
Silverbird documentary.
The Silverbird documentary. That's right, bro.
That's
So
a documentary about your family.
that's the one about my family. Yeah.
Check
Shout
it
out
out.
T. So the deal is, I'm totally lost my mind. Goldfished it just now.
Um,
Can we rewind and
shit.
see what we're talking
Right. That'd be amazing.
Are you talking about fishing?
Fishing.
Fishing, music, one of the two.
James Taylor.
James Taylor.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah.
Boom. So
Boom.
yeah. Boom. So here's the deal. So James Taylor was this huge influence on my career, right? This is just a quick story, like an old man story. I'm like sitting here playing my gig, just jamming, like looking at this,
Yeah.
like just chilling out in this like big ski mountain, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I played Sweet Baby James. James Taylor's like lullaby, like I don't know what it's like. Good night, moonlight ladies, rockabye, sweet baby James. So I'm like singing that, and I get done. I mute my PA. I stop. I like turn and look, and like, boom, just as close as you are is James Taylor. Just like, boom, hey.
Goddamn.
And he's like, man, thank you. I really love the way you played my song. Like I'm James. I'm like,
No way.
just like dirt.
Oh
So.
my God.
That's all. Like that's great, and that moment happened. But then, like it developed. I met his family. He came back. I met him randomly the year after. His wife sang with me randomly, and then I played another gig that he was randomly at, and like things really was like, how can you perfectly like take this guy like me, who worships this guy, right? Starts his music career. And the next thing you know, this guy's like in his life, like boom, hi, I'm James Taylor. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
Like when you
amazing.
think about the journey of life, and you really you want to like an indication that you're doing the right thing. Like there you go. Like I believe that if you paint this picture, if you really focus your energy on this, and you really are true to what you want, it's just like, bam, like without sounding like too out there. Like how do you explain that?
Yeah. No,
That's
that's cool.
It's
man.
awesome, and that stuff happens all the time. So now it's like. All my whole life, I'm watching TV, watching these famous fishermen on TV. Now I'm like, they're like, hey, it's Rich Ortiz, the fishing musician. What's up,
Yeah.
man? Like, I love you. Like, I went home and checked
You're
you
on
out on
the end
YouTube.
now,
You know what I mean? It's just
yeah.
like, how did this happen? You ask yourself, like, how did this happen? Like, I'm not like super like financially like successful. Like, I'm comfortable. Like, I live a good life. But it's like, how does all that stuff lay out like that? You can't even. I can't even dream it. You know what I
No,
mean?
but you worked your ass off for it. And
But I did, but I didn't. Like I
No,
didn't
but
work
you
my
didn't,
ass off for
but-
James Taylor to show up at my gig.
But
Right?
everything you did
It's, like, deeper.
everything
Maybe
you
I
did
did.
in your life prior to meeting him had to in some way
Line up,
impact him.
yeah.
Because if James Taylor impacted you musically, then I at least got to have some influence on
Something,
why
yeah.
Taylor is Taylor.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
And but no, seriously though, like if you I like after a couple times of hanging out, just like filming and stuff, like hearing some of your stories and just like what not only like what successfully you've done, but like just what goes on in the background of Rich Ortiz.
Yeah.
You just even mentioned you're running around. You're everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere. Like
Yeah.
I remember like seeing you like when I was working at Spectrum News when you would do the music in the tent at Saratoga Racetrack
Yeah,
and
yeah,
do
yeah.
that live. We
Yeah.
would cut to you like
Yeah,
our
yeah.
like just like locally,
That's
just
funny.
like growing up and like
Yeah.
seeing you and like my mom like Rich Ortiz
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
bring the name around and to even just now us working in
Oh,
the
yeah.
music industry and doing video stuff like getting to know you at another level
Yeah.
and like I gotta say man like that's dedication because like there's like when you're in the now thinking in the now and you got whatever it's this video production gig that's huge that has a lot of pressure built on you or this gig that you're playing
Yeah.
when you're open up for
Right.
REO Speedwagon
Right.
in Chicago REO Speedwagon and Ted Nugent
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
like
yeah.
got a whole like you got all these other things going on in your life but this is predominantly taking your mind over and
Right.
like it's something that it's just like hard to
I see what you're going with that.
you
yeah.
adjust you got to learn to adjust and like
Yeah.
fluctuating and like and just
and be able to roll with it all.
be able
Because
to roll with all because like whereas like
you know,
you
people
have, like,
are like,
a
that's your
family.
professional life.
Yeah.
So like, no one knows, what's going on with whatever. Everybody has stuff going on in life, right? Things happen in your life, like
Oh, yeah.
your personal relationships, in your family members, health, everything. All these things come up in life that you're faced with that are hard, right?
Yeah,
Life is
yeah,
hard.
completely.
You know what I mean? And then you have to like kind of take all that stuff on and like emotionally draining you. Like a lot of sometimes, and it's not always awesome, right? So you'll get hit with something that'll really hurt your heart. It'll hurt your soul. It'll like mentally drain you. But like that night, you might be doing whatever you're doing, right, in front of a bunch of people, trying to create a happy moment for everybody,
Right.
right? So that's a whole nother level of like just like perseverance. Really, you just gotta like
Everything
dig
on
in,
the line.
You know?
This is it. Because you play and like
You just have to you have to take what's going on in your life, you have to kind of like put it in your body and like compute it into like this happy energy and like pop it out as this like musical energy that comes out like into this really good thing for people. Like it's like, you know what I mean? It's like doot, 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 in with the bad, out with the good. Like you just process this energy and you just push it out there for people.
exactly.
And they feel it and they respond to it. They're like, "Ooh, that feels good," whatever that is. And it might not feel good to you, but if they feel it because it's passion and it's real and it's pain and it's happiness and
It's everything.
just pours it out.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
My son Taylor now, like we were talking about earlier, like, man, I would listen to him sing and, dude, that guy's the real deal. He's got a phenomenal voice. I'm really like I get guys are already teasing me like, yo, your son's got a way better voice than you do, which is like that's actually like a compliment to me because I'm like that makes sense. His mom's an awesome singer. He's just got this musical sense about him, and it's exciting to see him. It's exciting to see him start to kind of open that door up, and it's exciting to watch him develop, and it feels like part of my journey watching him too, because it's like, you know, it's the legacy, it's the whole thing, and to have that feeling, it's really great. It's awesome to embrace like that, like coming into like your adult fatherhood, like that man process. It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And with everything that you've created, everything that you do, where does Rich Ortiz find downtime in his life?
So that's on the water. Yeah.
On the water.
Yeah,
Okay.
in the woods, on the water. And,
Are you, now, when you're doing this, are you going with a group of friends, solo? Like what like, I know safety's got to be a big thing with hunting. I don't know. I don't know much about this
solo stuff.
Solo.
Try to get into it solo.
So with like the bobcat you were showing us.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
What? You were by yourself?
No, I was with a friend.
Oh, I hope so. I feel like shitting my pants. Like, no matter if I had a weapon or not, I'd be like, that thing.
Scared
can
of the
kill me.
riches?
Yeah, this is
Dude,
He was like,
Bobcats
"What's
are
that, a
dope,
mountain
though.
lion?"
But that's
Yeah,
got to
pretty
be
awesome.
quite a good feeling to feel that way. Like,
I come
into
from that.
nature.
I come from that thing where outdoors, hunting, fishing, gathering, all that stuff is like. I come from this like world of like that is as real as life gets. Like that is where all your body like chemistry and all this like everything inside you just like is like this primal, you know, this is what man like connection. You're like all of a sudden you're like, this is what it
Makes
feels
sense,
like to be
yeah.
alive. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're like, oh, I get it. Like this is
living.
This is living. You know what I mean? And it's not like I'm like some like insane like crazy hunter. Like yeah, this is living. Kind of
living,
Kinda
yeah,
living.
just a little
Just a
bit.
kind of living.
Believe it.
Just a little touching on it.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is like, I don't know, man. I see so many correlations between, you know, wildlife and humans. But it's hard to like be like, well, that's an animal and I'm a human. But no, like a flock of turkeys. Like this is gonna be funny to you guys, but like I go out play in a bar. And it's like watching a flock of turkeys in a bar. You know what I mean? It's like there's one tom turkey like, and like a bunch of little hens like, and they're like pecking at each other and like going. It's crazy. It's funny, but it's
Makes
like
sense, yeah.
it's like so natural. You know what I mean? Like this whole. You knew what I'm not trying to be like. It's just we're very much natural people,
Yeah.
and when you can explore that natural element inside you and feel it, you're like, ooh, this is alive. You know what I mean? Like this feels alive.
Definitely.
And, you know, without being, you know, with being respectful to life and having reverence to like earth and everything. It's not something I'm saying like just go out and start shooting things. You know, just be like, oh fuck
Yeah.
yeah. I'm not saying that at all.
Do it legally.
Although these guys are drinking Bush beer, brewed for
Busch.
the outdoors.
We're not wearing camo.
They're not
but
wearing camo,
we're
but
drinking
they're
camo.
pretty close.
Yeah, yeah. Bush beer. Represent.
Represent. Well, I'm just saying, basically.
Mirth is king518 at
Gmail.com.
gmail.com. Send us an email if you really are interested. Like, we're really interested.
Yeah.
We buy it every week.
Bushcapades.
Bushcapades.
Continue.
Just outdoors brings that life, that pure life to me.
No, I
See,
mean it
yeah.
makes sense. Like that's where humans started, just outdoors.
Yeah,
crazy.
and I feel
In
it
the
like
bush.
when like one of my favorite things to do. Obviously I love shooting photography, but like one of my favorite things to do when I go and shoot photography is sometimes I'll not be super deep in the wilderness. Like yeah, I'll have a couple hiking trips, like going up Indian Head Mountain.
Yeah.
Like not mountain, but the trail was just breathtaking, and like I did that maybe a couple days before I left my job at Homestead, and I was just like, I don't know, staring down at like what you had to work to get up to, and just like knowing how beautiful that peak would be was great, and seeing it in person was even better. But with I don't know, just like I'll drive around sometimes, like if I'm come up here for a couple hours early before the podcast or whatever, I'll sit in my car, I'll if I see something cool, like I'll just drive up and down Route 9N, but yeah, and I don't know, I just really like going out and shooting nature. It's just so great. It's awesome. I'll make sure to bring like every lens I have on me, so everything from like a 70-200, 300, short distance, and just to go and like experience new things. I think my camera has taken me to where I wanted to go, and when you go, if you want to take the whole nature thing and like the breathtaking part about it and relating back to the whole big grand scheme, I just really like how sometimes you feel a vulnerability when you're experiencing a new thing that makes you a stronger person along the way. And without that, I mean, you don't need a device to go hike up a fucking mountain. But I'm sure you're like, I don't know. If you have something to assist you, whether it's people, technology, to make you want to go and experience what this fucking huge world is, it's a big one. Like, go out and see it. Like, if it means, like, for us sometimes, like, going off on a whim to Rochester to go shoot a video of something that could further Mirth Films, but I don't know anybody that I'm going out to shoot. I'm going by myself. I'm staying, it's like shit like that. It's like
That vulnerable feeling.
it's like, wow, after you do it, you feel so much better and stronger,
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what? You know what's funny is that, I mean, I've been playing music for like 24 years. I still get that way. Like, I have to go down to the city and play at this place, to play at the Javits Center, and like, you know what I mean? And like just
Yeah.
the logistics of getting in, the connections, bringing my stuff, like the whole trip, and like the journey, that it's always like a little, it's always like a little, you're always like, it's a little stressful, that fear of like, just the new. But then in your life, in my life, every day is like a whole new journey. Like music is just playing music for a living. It's like never the same day. You know what I mean? It's just always a new place, always a new person,
New crowd,
always a
new
new
turkeys.
crowd, always new turkeys out there
Yeah.
gobbling at you and stuff.
Dude.
It's like-
Yeah.
But when it comes to the outdoors, just tying that in, like, I really think that that reward of like gathering your own food and that whole element, like I feel like your body responds to that. So it's not, you know what I mean? It's like, just from that natural chemicals, like, those.
It's rewarding.
Yeah.
You hunted your own food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that whole thing. That's all what I do. That's how I do it.
Now I want someone to ask you. You've been in this area for a while.
Yeah.
Where's some of your favorite spots in like this area? Like LG, or like just like maybe even like scenic spots where you like to go, get out into the wilderness.
Yeah,
where
even-
you like to go fish.
Fish, yeah. Certain areas of the lake.
Are you guys asking me where I fish?
Well, no, it's
No.
just like we have our reasons why we love our hometown, and we want to know why like you like to me, Lake George is one of the most special things that has ever happened in my life, and I'm so happy that what came from where we are, meeting you, going to school up here, enjoying the lake, getting older, appreciating the lake for more than what I
can
really
picture
did. Like
it,
what
picture
when
that.
did you realize I love this fucking place? Like,
Yeah, well, I guess it's every moment. I'm like kind of like in the moment guy, but like I can picture a moment for me that would kind of say what you're saying. So like when I'm like, I look around like this is the spot. So say like Lake George freezes over, right? And we'll get like a foot of ice out there or whatever. So I can take my 4-wheeler, like brand new fresh snow, like 4 or 5 inches, drive like 3-4 miles up into the Narrows, or many times hike all the way up, you know.
Yeah.
But just get off, just shut down, tune out, look around, and just see like everything pure, like nothing, like not a track, not a person, not a sound, just all natural sounds, and just look at this magnificent like contour and like setting of Lake George in the natural, like up and like far, like in the forever wild area, and just be like, wow, like this is, I'm home, like that's my home, like out there.
Now,
in
does it
that
feel
spot.
good when you're just like by yourself?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I love that. Yeah, I mean, love that.
nothing attached for that few seconds.
Just that
It's
like natural, just life in the moment, like wild, like this is what people saw millions of years ago or whatever, hundreds of years ago. 100 millions of years ago. 1 million. No, like just that.
million.
Yeah.
1 billion.
1 million.
Gajillion.
Get down here. Get down here, Scott. No. But like, well, you know what I mean. Just that.
Yeah.
Just wow. This is.
I know what
The
you're saying.
pureness of
Yeah.
it
So
all.
pure and so
Fresh,
forever. Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Love that.
And what I strongly suggest, like, I don't know, if you Lake George, people come here a lot in the summer. Obviously, it's a great big tourist destination, but at the same time, it has its certain beauties that you don't get to see when you're here in the winter. You know,
Right,
like it's
winters.
just like, and that really just, I don't know. I really suggest visiting the Adirondacks. I freaking love it.
It's a great
it's just,
spot.
especially when the lake freezes over. It's beautiful. We got
amazing.
winter carnival going on. You know, there's things to do. And you know,
If you're me, there's
not
plenty.
if you're. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just saying, if you're coming from like a place like Philadelphia and you don't get to see the fucking white caps of
Yeah,
the
that's what-
Adirondack Mountains, like
I
come
can't
on,
wait. I
you
can't
know,
wait
like,
to take like people who appreciate the outdoors and people who like really long for it. You take them out there and you show them what's going on. They're like, "Wow, this is like
My dad's
amazing." And people
well,
have never seen it before. It's like breathtaking, you know.
My stepmother,
Life-changing.
she's from Miami,
Yeah.
and so when after they got married and she's up here and like my dad loves Martha's. He always gets the large because it's
large.
He goes large,
That's a
but
rough one.
he gets a kick. I think he gets a kick out of it. I'm sorry if you're listening, Dad, but I think he gets a kick out of it because it's if you've been
It's
to Martha's, if
impressive.
you haven't, like the small is like a large any place you go.
You're
The
like-
large is like
it's like
large is
this
like a
on a-
24-ounce like
Yeah.
natty daddy. Like
Oh,
okay,
I'll have some of this.
it's a lot of dandy cream right here,
Oh,
and but it's great, and but so she doesn't experience foliage like the fall season of fucking
Epic.
80K.
Yeah.
And for somebody who's used to seeing maybe a suburban area, a beach area,
Yeah.
that's shocking. Or even snow, like
Yeah.
shocking.
Yeah.
You know, we
Did
got a
you-
lot to offer.
Do you guys remember? Like, you grew up here since you were a child?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
So I moved up here like when I was 10 or 11.
Okay.
The first time I came up here, I was 5, right? And what blew my mind was my grandfather took me out on this boat, and I'm from like just outside New York City, like, you know, shopping carts in the rivers and like, you know, like just bad, you know. And I'm like, we get to this little lake, Friends Lake. It's awesome.
Oh,
We're up
beautiful.
there just-
yeah.
And he takes me out in this canoe, and we're like across the lake, and I'm like 5, just like, you know, blown, like boom. And then like, forget the fishing aspect. That was obviously like awesome, but he like took me out of the canoe, like across like in the wilderness, and he like took me out, and he's like, look, that's what a beaver does to a tree. And I was like, what's a beaver? And he's like, check this out. Like, this animal is going to chew this tree down. And, like, these are the chips from where he chewed it with his mouth. And I'm like, boom. Like, just the simple fact that they're like, this is going on out there.
Yeah.
Just, like, blew my mind. I was 5. I was like, where am I? Like, this is amazing. Like, this is, like, some enchanted world. And, like, just, like, I was like, this is it for me. Like, that was when I was hooked on this area. It was 5. That's the moment it happened with the beaver chips in my
Beaver
hand.
chips.
Beaver chips. I was like,
Beaver chips.
what's a beaver? Here's beaver chips.
Nice.
So what? Is anybody asking us any questions? Can we?
So yeah,
answer?
but
go.
before we
Answer
get
some
there,
questions.
before
No?
we get into the
Alright.
questions, I do want to
Curious.
mention we have our second party that we haven't done a podcast since we announced it. Mirth Films Pajama Party, emphasis on the jam, featuring Multi P, taking place January
25th.
at 8 p.m. at the Trap in Lake George, Fort Anne, Lake George, New York, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We're having a pajama party, so come in your pajamas, stay comfy. It's like you never left your home. Come rock out. We're gonna have a lot of cool things at the party that
Our pajama and bed related.
yeah,
Or bedroom
and
related,
you'll
I
have
would
to
say.
find out what they are by coming to the show. And
Go to our Facebook for tickets if you want to pre-order.
yeah, head to our Facebook page. There's an event where you can click on an Eventbrite link to buy tickets today. They're $10. They're going to be the same cost at the door, but this event will sell out, and we're super excited for it. This is the follow-up to It's a Gala. If you haven't
Oh, yeah.
seen the video yet, go check out Pajamas Only by the one and only Caleb Lewis on YouTube, Facebook, wherever you can follow us. But yeah, it's been a chatty chat.
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 Mac DeMille almost missed the podcast because it was so early. Yeah, no, we're not on the 9 o'clock late.
Yeah,
late,
usually
the
we do it.
9-ish.
We did a 3-hour and 24-minute podcast.
Yeah, that was our last one. That was
It was
that was
a
doozy.
long time. But it was the end of the decade, you know. So what are you gonna do about it?
I think Too Many Zoos used to be street performers that went viral. Too Many Zoos, that was the band that opened up for
Twiddle.
Twiddle.
At New Year's.
Ah, nice.
Yep.
So that's sweet. That's sweet. Sushi is so good, and he likes salmon all rice. Avocado rolls are fire. So another.
There's
form,
another alternative. Yeah.
Another alternative. So how do they use the avocado in the roll? Like
Just
In the center.
straight,
Okay.
right, boom.
Cut up little pieces.
Just avocado goodness
Avocado,
right in the
dude.
middle.
You gotta
a
go.
little deep.
You like
little
the food that they had.
Let's call
when
up.
we got
let's-
when we did the
let's call
Mean
up,
Max.
Let's call up and order some Mikado right
We
now.
should.
Are they?
Have we
are
ever
they open
ordered
up?
delivery?
No, but we can't. We like get somebody to pick it up.
What
out
are
there?
the people watching, please?
I dare. What are
Mikado.
you guys watching? Pick me up
Phil.
some Mikado
Phil.
right now. I will pay you.
Bagels with avocado and lox also good. Oh, isn't lox like some type of fish?
It's like salmon.
Salmon.
Right?
Salmon.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like smoked salmon.
Mm.
It's
Gotcha.
actually, it's an acquired taste, but I've learned to love smoked salmon.
Interesting. Dylan McKenzie loves fishing for that perch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we're talking
Perch,
about.
right?
Bases to catch and release until the third Saturday
Bass.
in June.
He
Bass.
just said bass. I love that. There's music in it.
Bass.
Yeah.
Third Saturday in June.
Someone's a
to the
fisherman
end
out there. They
in-
know their-
of
they know
November
their-
in New York State.
They know their season.
Dylan McKenzie, he's a sixth
Dylan
man.
McKenzie, yeah.
Always comes in with
Knows his
the
bass
facts
season.
when we need them.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Dylan.
Rich Ortiz. I
Um,
mean, yeah, Dylan McKenzie.
I
Sorry.
could have told you that too.
And then Taylor Ortiz, that's a Silverbird documentary. That's
Yeah,
about
check that
these
out.
guys.
Check it out.
Check
You
it
know,
out.
we'll have to remember to actually
Silverbird
put the link
documentary.
in.
I'm
We
telling
will.
you, it's crazy cool. It's
Gotta go
really
find that. Gotta go find that.
It changed my life.
Bobcats in Schenectady. Oh my.
Uh-oh.
I think I
Dylan
remember
McKenzie
hearing
shouts
about
out.
that. Yeah.
Do they like attack people?
Not unless they're messed up.
Okay.
Psychologically.
Don't give them rabies.
Not unless there's something wrong upstairs.
No beer tonight, just double whiskey ginger. Oh, that sounds even a little more
Heavier.
than, yeah, a little heavier than the beer.
Good luck.
So
Having fun out there with that.
Sippy,
Enjoy the
sippy.
show, enjoy the
sippy,
brewskis.
sippy, no gluggy glug.
I wonder, is Taylor still watching? Yo,
Yeah, if
T,
you're
are
still
you out
watching,
there?
Taylor,
shout us out.
Shout us out.
Put it up in the chat. Ask us some questions. You know how it goes. And then Tom Schessler, would Mirth be down to film a Weed That's Music event in Vermont? DM
Yes.
us.
DM us.
Info.
Tom,
Like time.
you already talked about this.
location.
Well, of course. We are down for everything.
We do film. We have cameras.
We have cameras, and honestly, like for the objective of Mirth Films, a lot of people know us as just do a lot of live music coverage.
music,
of course,
yeah.
and we have we spread the news when we can, but we really want to break into alternative culture. That's why we're really hitting back hard with the artist series. We can't say anything, but we have a lot of artist series documentaries coming. So we have stuff like that coming.
Was that a hint? That was, you just dropped a little hint right there.
Don't
worry about it.
Obviously, we want to share alternative news. We want to cover conventions just as much as we cover concerts, festivals. We have Hey Skate Rat, which is our official vlog here at Mirth Films, which involves Doug and I going on various ventures with friends, by ourselves. I don't know, a
little peek into our life.
Yeah, especially when you have something to, you need something to wait for in between the podcast. So that's something we're going to be releasing. But yeah, we got a busy amount of stuff coming out that we really want to hammer down for 2020, and it's going to be really cool, man.
2020.
For sure. And just for everybody, while we're in this whole in between process right now, please head to mirth-films.com for all the latest live music coverage, alternative news. Go check out some of our merch, and just go like our pages. We will promise to continue bringing you content, especially a lot in 2020.
Can't stop.
Rich,
Won't
I get a
stop.
question. Why aren't
I'm
you
ready.
on social media? Why don't you have a Facebook page for your artist? Why don't you have an Instagram? Because you obviously have a foundation and built up a lot. I think you could reach a whole new pocket of people with the stuff. Is there a reason behind it?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's hear it.
I just ain't got time for that.
I love it.
I feel you.
Keeps
You know what
real.
it is? If I wanted to grow further, if I wanted to grow it, I'd have to literally get a little tribe, little team. I need to get somebody being on that, Yeah.
We're here, man.
I mean, let's go.
I would love to help you out in any way
I was
I
just
can.
reading that. You'll see. I was.
What is
looking-
this?
Oh, that's I got written up at work, and that's
Okay, let's hear Doug's write-up.
No.
We should.
How? That was a long time ago.
This was
last year.
4/16/2018. Name of teammate Douglas Quimby. Discussion regarding policy, procedure, and performance. Okay. So, Douglas ignores customers on a regular basis. He spends work hours playing Sudoku, which he totally sucks at, by the way. He thinks he's above the rules that the other deli workers always abide by. He constantly causes stress and resentment because of his shitty work ethic. So this is what we're going to do. Douglas really needs to get a clue. If he doesn't get his slacky ass act together, then he will be fired and forcibly removed from the store and banned for life. Also, his advantage edge card will be burned. And yeah, I got written up. I still work there. I don't play as much Sudoku anymore, but I'm still better than everybody.
You look like you're doing pretty good to me.
Yeah.
I'm the manager now. I wasn't back then, so I moved up in the world.
It's awesome. Taylor Ortiz asks
So
if I talk about playing at SPAC and the experience of meeting Ted Nugent.
Yeah, let's
Yes.
start with SPAC and move to Ted.
Uncle Ted.
So SPAC. What was it like playing
so
your
which
first?
came first? SPAC was second. So Uncle Ted was first.
Uncle Ted. Okay.
all right.
Civic Center.
So how did it come about? Before
it
we
was
did
this
it?
cheesy local competition that this Ted Nugent, REO Speedwagon, and Styx put together this tour, and the way they got to promote the tour, they found in the local artist from the community that they're touring in order to hype up their show.
Yeah.
So it was kind of this cheesy little cheesy way of doing it. You had to go and go through this process of auditioning and doing this whole thing to get to win the chance to open up for. But it was cool. I did it. I was really happy. I was really only in it because I wanted to meet Ted Nugent because he's so radical and like interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It's Ted, yeah.
he's crazy. But the
Stranglehold.
one thing I will say is like he really goes hard for like hunters, even though he does it in like maybe not the greatest way. He's pretty much a huge advocate for hunting. So I have a little bit of passion for like getting. So I was like, yeah, I want to meet this guy. I ended up having, it was just wild. Another one of those wild like times. The guy is absolutely exactly how you see him on TV is exactly how he was. I wanted to meet him. I was curious. So like, they were like, no, we don't want you to go backstage. Like, you're just going to do your thing and go back. I was like, all right, okay, but I got to use the bathroom. Like, I got to go take a leak. Like, it was one of those deals. So I walk by, I'm like, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. I look in the room and like, it's like Ted Nugent with like an iPhone, like pink zebra case on it. Like, he's sitting there and he's got his door open in his green room. And I'm like, excuse me, Mr. Ted Nugent, duck, you know? And he's like, yeah, come on in. And he's like, I was like, yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna open for you. Like, I'm a big bow hunter. Like, I live for like
nice,
my bow.
dude.
You know, like I'm all about it. Like, thank you for what you do. And like, I put together like this little collage of like, like hunts from the Adirondacks.
Yeah.
Like, this is what we do up here. And he's like, oh, I see you got the spirit of the wild in you. And he's like, you're a blood brother. And I was like, this is cool. Like, this is like this guy
That's
is like
awesome.
crazy. It was so fun. So then like. He's like, you're gonna do awesome. You got the spirit of the wild in you. So like, I went out and played. And I was like, it was kind of like you watch Wayne's World when like Alice Cooper's in it, and they're like, it's Alice Cooper. It was like one of those moments. It was like a Wayne's World moment, straight Wayne's World.
Oh my god.
I actually went back. So after he's like, I want, after he'll come out, So his tour manager is like, Mr. Nugent would like to hang out with you or see you. So I go in the room and he's like. He's got some organic farm-raised chicken soup, like that he requested backstage. You want some chicken soup? I'm talking. He recites the the Great
White Buffalo.
Great White Buffalo song, like
Great
verbatim. He recites it to me, and then I told him I brought my bow, and I was interested in him signing my bow.
Yeah.
He's like, go get it, and I was like, well, we're at the Civic Center. I don't want to go get my compound bow and like walk through the Civic Center with it. He's like, no, go get it. He'll bring it. Oh, here's a crazy story. So Ted Nugent gets on stage. Or he gets off stage. He's done with his set. REO Speedwagon, no, Styx. Styx was backstage, like, waiting to go on.
Yeah.
And, like, Ted's crew, like, comes through backstage. And Ted pulls out a pistol, like a straight, legit pistol. He's like, suck on this, boys, and like walked by. I was just like, is this really happening?
Oh my
Like, this is
god.
legit. I'm the little bastard. And like Styx was just like, oh, Ted Nugent, oh god, pulling out his pistol.
Put me in
again.
a stranglehold. Yeah.
It's a free throw.
It's a free throw. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was crazy. This guy that was intense.
So when was this?
It was a very Wayne's World moment.
So what, 2015, 16?
It was like 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
God damn.
I
Okay.
don't know what that is.
I remember Josh when
Yeah,
he was telling me.
whatever,
Show,
14, 15, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
And then-
cool. But how is it like feeling your play? Go on. Sorry.
That was.
I
The
wanna
Civic
keep on
Center
hearing
was
it.
cool. The Civic Center was cool. I enjoyed it. I played on the. It didn't feel like a real thing. It felt like you won the prize. You get to play on the big stage.
They
like,
pay you?
No.
They didn't pay
It was
you?
like you won. No.
The
Yeah.
fuck? I'm
It
sorry.
didn't feel like a real. It just felt like kind of like, oh yay! Like it was great to meet Ted Nugent. It was great to play in front of a big crowd like that and get to feel what that was like. But it felt a little cheesy. I felt like I kind of like I don't know. It just the way it was all right. The way it went about was all right. But fast forward to the next year, and I actually opened up for Chicago and REO Speedwagon at SPAC, and that was like a real, like, that was
you know what
that was like a moment, you know.
The great thing about SPAC is like when you get there for the opener or you just get there early,
Yeah.
you get that sense of like of the day.
Yeah.
Like the sun setting, you're
Yeah.
under the pavilion, you're like,
Yeah.
this is cool. So like you I'm sure you've seen a lot of shows there. What
Yeah.
was it like being on that fucking stage.
I was that was real for me. That was the sound was so good. Like I was like I've never like heard like the monitors and like the whole sound on stage and the whole like it was like wow, this is like so nice to be like super professional and have like high end quality stuff like coming at my ears. Like it felt so good. Like I was super excited to have the opportunity to work at that professional level as a musician and really just feel like the whole energy of being on stage and the whole connection with the crowd and the feeling of like the response from the crowd and just this your sound just going everywhere and like filling up this big giant space and just having that, you know, my bass pedals like hit and be like, you know, it's like.
Do you think
know,
times like, kind of adjust to that? Or?
It didn't. It was just like. It's kind of like saying, does it take time to put on like the nastiest sounding headphones you got? You know what I mean? Like it just sounded so good. It was like going from like the earbuds that you get at the airplane to like, you know, a sick pair of Bose
Beats,
the Beats or whatever your deal is. Oh yeah. So it's just like it was mind blowing. It was just really the sound was so like good and felt so right. I was like I could do I could do this. Like I could legit do
yes,
this.
yeah.
Like, that I was like I want to do this. Like not all the time, but I want to do this. So I ended up I did that, and then the next day I went to Boston and played at the Bank of America Pavilion, which I thought to myself, all right, so the test is like, all right, so you played in your hometown on your big hometown stage, and everyone liked it, and you know, you're still the hometown duder, like, it's not like you're in some different place touching other people that don't know. So
you're
like,
on tour.
Right. Yeah. So now I'm in Boston, and I'm like, this is the real deal. This is when I'll know how people respond here as it kind of give me a real sense of where I'm at. And like, it was awesome. I had this, after my set, I had this like huge line of people that just wanted to like get my CD and meet me. And I was like, man, this is a really cool feeling. Because when you play in bars, you know, you don't get any appreciation for your music. You do, but very rarely. You know what I mean? People are not there to listen to music, you know, most of the time.
They're for the beer a little better than Bush.
Yeah. They're there for the spirits of the, you know.
The spirits.
Yes.
The spirits of the night.
But my point is that to get that kind of like appreciation and get that kind of energy out there, it was awesome. Not to mention you're opening up for an iconic, you know, band like Chicago.
For sure.
It's crazy.
No,
Now-
that's amazing.
I've done some, you know, cool gigs.
Now, did you like? How did you get set up with that? A booking agent? Like, what got you on tour for Chicago?
Okay, what got me on tour for Chicago was my sister's husband is the sound engineer for Chicago.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, you got to hear my brother-in-law play. And they were like, well, let's hear him. And they're like, so he gave him a video of me playing. They were like, we'd love to have this guy open for us. So then, boom, that's how that worked.
That's fucking sweet.
Forgot to mention that I'm going to be doing a residency at the Atlantic City Hard Rock Casino this year. So I've got like 14 dates at the Hard Rock in Atlantic City, which is really a special gig because the Hard Rock Casino is all about music, right?
Yeah.
So
Right.
they want an artist down there who's original. They want an artist who's like famous but not famous is how they described it. Like they want a unique talent, and they sought me out and they're like, you're the guy we want. Like that's what we want. You bring that.
That's
And it's like you're
awesome.
playing a show, you know. It's not like you're doing a regular gig. It's like a show. You know?
Yeah.
They want a show. They want a
Performance.
They want an artist who does originals. They want a show. They want you to bring it.
Yeah.
So, and they'll pay you really well too, which is exciting. So I'm gonna be happy about that.
Awesome, man.
Mirth Films. What's gonna happen this way? Are we gonna do an ice fishing? What are we gonna do?
Ice
next?
fishing.
I wanna-
Honestly, I'm down for anything. Like I've had.
Here's my
like,
goal. I want to do this. You guys, I don't know what we have to do, but I really want you guys to put together something that helps people who have never seen me play understand what I'm doing. Like something
And
that
I have the. I
spells
was
that
gonna
out.
say I've been sitting on this idea, and I've tossed it to bands. I've tossed it. I think I've probably tossed it to you actually. Let's get on top of a mountain. It doesn't have to be a big one. It
Right.
could be like the fucking. It could be like the starter hike over on Pilot Knob. What is it
Oh
called?
yeah.
The gazebo. hike.
Gazebo hike.
Yeah,
That's
you could be on the gazebo. But like,
What
but
about
somewhere in nature? It's got to be in nature. Doesn't matter where it is. It's got to be in the Adirondacks.
We gotta do it on a boat.
And then I got a portable Zoom recorder. So yeah, we won't be able to maybe we'll be able to plug in directly. Actually, we'll be able to plug in directly with your acoustic. I don't like right into the recorder, and then maybe the other XLR for your voice. But somewhere in a remote, quiet area where you're playing in the wilderness of the Adirondacks.
I like
Just
that.
Like a couple
That'd be awesome.
tunes. Like you don't even have to do a storyteller thing. You
I
could
like
you
that.
could just play.
Yeah. So that's cool. But what I'm trying to say is like my one man band act. Like, so with the bass pedals, the guitar, the harmonica, the looping, the singing, tying that all in, I haven't been able to do that yet. So people can watch it on the internet and be like, oh, this guy's doing this, this, and this, and then feel it, like kind of what I'm doing. Like
Definitely.
I have not had that. Like you can't go on YouTube and be like, oh, I get it. Like it's
Look-
like it doesn't lay out nice. Like I just haven't had it done. Like I want that done. I want to be able to like spell it out, like almost like without saying it, but like with the camera, like spell out like this guy's playing bass with his feet, just loop percussion. He just did this. He's singing that. He's playing this. He's taking a solo, like, and kind of and like follow that whole ride, you know. And so like new fans, like we were talking about with media, can say like, oh, that's what this guy's doing. Like, if you watch me play in a bar, if you watch me play on a big stage, the percentage of people that know that I'm playing the bass on my feet is like this much. Like you can't tell what I'm doing with my feet down there. You have no idea. They're like, oh, those are cool foot pedals you got. They're like, you're playing drums with the feet, like your feet. No, it's like people don't realize I'm literally playing the organ, you know. So it's like I want to be able to translate what I'm doing and spell it out for people so they're like can appreciate it.
Yeah,
Because if they don't know what I'm doing, they can't appreciate it, right?
got
Very
you,
true.
Rich.
That's
Very
what I'm
true.
We
saying.
got you, Rich.
That-
Yeah.
Do that.
And what was the other idea? Oh, go ice fishing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's make that happen as soon
That
as the
moment
light
I'm
fucking
talking about,
freezes.
and that moment I'm talking about out there in the distance of like the big open, like beautiful Adirondacks, like on the pure, nothing's touched it, snow out in the middle of like nowhere, ice. It's like, it's awesome. We got to show people that.
100%.
Down for it.
And you know what? There's nothing stopping it except climate change.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I'm just kidding.
Ooh,
No, but
trigger
come
word.
on.
Trigger
Wait,
word.
Just freeze. No more 40-degree days.
Nah, Frizz, just
Even
give-
from a photographer's perspective, the worst time that I've ever found shooting is when either the leaves have dropped late in the fall or when it's winter but it's not. You know, like it's like
winter, but it's
what
not.
kind of shot am I getting? And like especially when I'm shooting my drone, like I'm like getting these shots where the trees are completely empty. There's no snow. It just looks like almost like it's burnt out. Like,
everyth's
come on,
everything's dead or chilling.
give a reason. I don't know. I don't know.
I feel you there though. Yeah,
it's
it
like
stinks.
shit. Like, but it's holding back our video. So like, come on.
We need
But
some,
yeah.
we need we
But
need some-
something, yeah, just a few other things, I guess. Again, we have the Mirth Films Pajama Party coming January 25th. I just want to
Cannot
say,
wait for
please
that.
get your tickets ahead of time because it will sell out. And Rich, we really want you to eventually be a part of one of our Mirth events in some way.
Yeah.
We have some cool possible things happening in the summer season.
How do I find out about it?
How do you find out about them? When we announce it on our Facebook page, on Instagram,
Or on the podcast.
or on the podcast. Yeah, or
Talk
on
about
YouTube.
things here.
Yeah, but like, I don't know. We something that at least I found when doing It's a Gala, it was really cool to get everybody. Not only because like you could label what we did, Big Time Kitty, the band that played our event, Big Time Kitty at It's a Trap, right?
Yeah.
Or it could or
How do you like It's a Trap?
It's
we love
the
it.
fucking
It's a
best.
great spot.
The best craft beer selection. I'm not just being biased. The best craft selection you could ask.
Do you
for.
know that I live like he's my neighbor.
Mike's your neighbor?
Yeah.
We gotta get something happening
My property
soon then.
borders his property.
No way.
Yeah, you know that waterfall behind his house? Have you been there?
No, I haven't seen it.
No.
You live off Buttermilk.
Yeah, Butterman Falls Road. You can say
Okay.
it. You're like,
This is a long road.
you're like, there's guys.
It's a fucking fun.
There's like guys like arming.
That
right
waterfall all the way back there.
now. Yeah, that one, the very far one on the left or right.
It's
and
like
or-
30 minutes. Yeah.
No, I don't care. People can come up and say hi to me if they want. Don't do it.
Let's
No,
get
no.
together. No,
Just
but
kidding.
yeah. So we've been working close with Mike a lot. And
Yeah,
like,
he's a cool dude.
And with the event, like we're doing pajama party, to us it's almost like something I really like about Fish is like they're gag oriented.
Yeah.
So like you will go to a show
Yeah.
or you'll obviously go to New Year's Eve,
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
the fest. Some weird shit's happening that they plan that just adds to the atmosphere of the performance.
Oh yeah.
And
Oh.
having everybody like with It's a Gala dressing up like the whole thing was it's a suit and tie event. Everybody came in a suit and tie.
We even had like people who didn't
love
even
it.
know about the event like show up just to go into the bar and be like, oh, what's going on? Like, oh, like this event we're throwing. Like, oh, well, let's go change. We'll be right back. And then like came back all dressed
That's
up.
awesome.
It was
It was,
sick.
like,
And like
amazing.
with the pajama party, it's like pajama. It's like you're coming in your pajamas and you're come rage. You
Yeah.
know, like obviously there's gonna be
I got-
pigeons playing ping pong on the fucking radio.
That's great.
But like but like I don't know. It's just like getting
I love
everybody
it. I love
goofy
it.
in a
Yeah.
goofy feeling, like
Yeah.
feeling like
Yeah,
okay, I'm
Making-
wearing fucking pajamas
Yeah.
and I don't give a fuck.
Making
you know,
it
like I'm just saying, like
feeling free and being able to just
Yeah.
have a good freedom. And
exactly.
feel
I mean,
time.
it's gonna take a little work to figure out what
And
the
it's
next
just
one's gonna
fun,
be, but
yeah.
like maybe the next one is something that may be bigger than what the gag is.
Maybe it's not
you
about
know?
the clothes next time.
Yeah.
It could be about what you're drinking. It could be about what you're.
There's many options.
Yeah, but whatever it is, it's got to be fun and it's got to be. I don't
it
want
could
to
be like it could be like come as a song, like you have to dress up as a song.
Oh. That's not
That would be cool.
bad.
You know what I mean?
Blackbird singing in the dead of night.
Yeah, like I'm Blackbird. This is me. I'm not a song
Blackbird
guy.
Ortiz.
no,
just
whatever
Blackbird,
song it is,
actually,
you
Yeah.
know,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm purple red. You know. Like,
I'm the great white buffalo.
Yeah.
Don't hunt me,
You know,
please.
but people will know. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that'd be cool.
That would be pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Loving
I have
Cup.
an idea for Fish. Check this out. I've had this like forever. So Cirque du Soleil and Fish come together. And like picture this, right? Tell me if I'm crazy. But I've been a Fish fan for a long time. Not like die hard anymore, but when I was younger I was hardcore. So La Poisson, Cirque du Soleil presents La Poisson. And that's like PH or whatever it is. So, but Fish in the center ring, playing, and like in like real time, like live, like ab-libbing the circus, like as it happens, like doo-doo-doo-doo, like just like jamming, like as like
That
the
would be
3-ring
really-
circus has happened.
Oh my god.
How sick would that be? And
I
call
can
it
see
like
it.
La Poisson. You know, like the like or like you know what I mean? Like some fun. But like Fish with a circus, like think about that, like a legit circus,
When
not
the
just
circus
like,
comes to town.
like
When
a
the circus
legit-
comes in. Yeah. That would
That'd
be
be
sick.
perfect.
I always pictured that.
That'd be cool.
I endorse.
Now certain question with seeing the White Album
Sorry.
live Halloween, they do their gag.
I love
On
it.
that, is there ever a time where you're like listening to something and you're like, I wish Fish covered this whole album, like they did for like whatever Halloween run it was, because I have some that I'm like I think of like Bob Seger's Night Moves, just not the song but the album,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I could see either Trevor Page singing Night Moves or whatever song it is.
I
off
love that. Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
Rock and Roll Never
Yeah, yeah,
Forgets.
yeah.
I could totally see Trey rocking that fucking
Yeah.
song out. Like,
Yeah.
or there's some like how it is, like I think one of their greatest adaptations that they did for like live album was like covering a whole live album. To me, my personal favorite. Like I love the Talking Heads '96, but I really love Little Feat, and like hearing them play Little Feat is amazing. Like in some songs, like there's some songs that maybe Little Feat play just in their style that maybe I didn't relate to at that time. But like when I heard Fish play, it was like I really appreciated Little Feat, and I was like, wow, there's so many great bangers.
That's awesome.
Whatever not their one, but their favorite. They're like they're Zoso. You know what I'm saying? I forgot the name of the album, but
Speaking of, I mean, I guess for me, speaking of Blackbird, like when they hit Blackbird, that was like epic.
that's
for
gotta
me.
be nuts.
When I was in there and I was like, oh my god, Trey's playing Blackbird right now. Like that was like, because I've always been a big Beatles fan, right? Why not? But that was like one of the first songs I like learned on guitar.
When I was in, totally. When I was in college, they taught me Blackbird
Right.
to understand how to finger pick. But yeah,
Yeah.
go on. Sorry.
Same deal. Like that was why I wanted. You know what? Here's a funny thought. Like, you know what I wanted? I picked up a guitar so I could like play Blackbird. Like that was it. Like that's as far as I got with it. Like,
Really?
why do you want to play guitar? Oh, because I want to learn like a song my dad wrote, and I'd like to play Blackbird. So like, check. Like it's like, I didn't. That was my goal. Like that's why I picked up guitar because I wanted to do that. So like, you don't know where stuff's gonna take you to. You know what I mean? You're like,
Very true.
I guess like, all right, I guess I'll do this. Like it just kept going and going and going. So it was kind of cool.
Sick. Now, speaking on guitar, before we get into what we've been listening to, what we've been watching, I do want to ask you a couple questions. I've always played guitar.
Mm-hmm.
There's been times where I've taken it seriously, times where I just took it for fun, and then times where I just stopped playing completely. And then in the recent times, I've found love back in guitar, especially playing in a different way that I used to play. Like I'll play a lot of when I got back into playing guitar recently, I went back to acoustic. I only played acoustic for probably like a year and a half, and the feeling of being able to sound out a note was super great, and just being able to like get more confidence in the strength of my fingers. And there came a time where a string snapped on my guitar. My acoustic guitar, I was like, I don't know how to fucking do it. I don't know how to restring an acoustic. Like, I can restring my Gibson or what I'm about to talk about, but I don't know how to restring. I don't know why. And the string always, the bottom E always ends up resting right on the fret. I'm like, God damn it. But like, so I was like, you know what? It's been a while since my dad's 83 Fender Strat has seen some light. So I ended up bringing it to Parkway. I forgot who took care of it, but shout out to Parkway. Shout out to everybody who works at Parkway. Everyone from Hendrick to Andrew Chamberlain of Timber Coop, and just there's so many great guys. And like, go and support your local guitar shop. But got it restrung, and like the way my dad's, I didn't know how to restring this guitar because the Fender stock had almost like a Floyd Rose style bridge at the bottom. So I was like, I don't know how to string this. So I bought it there, played it, brought it back. I love the finish of the guitar, and like the comparison of playing Gibson Les Paul to a Fender, I felt like I was able to learn better on the Fender, because it's like, I don't know what it was about it. I don't know if it was the glossy neck, but it was definitely something about it that was like, made me want to play clean tone. Or sometimes I did add a lot of crunch, and I think it really distorted my idea on playing guitar and how to play guitar.
Right.
Where I like now, like I'll play in certain like tones or certain like, or like before I was like using the fucking wah and like had no. Okay, I figured out how to wah note, cool, but like I didn't know how to maybe utilize it in an organized structure, and when to use it, like along with whatever to use. And so I played clean tone for a little bit, wrote some original licks. I really like, honestly bring like a strike in the heart. Like,
Feel
wow,
good?
I feel it. Like I feel like that tear duct right now. Like I feel it. And where before maybe I would like, maybe because I was influenced a lot in thrash metal, but I would try to like aggression. That's it. You know, like now it's like, okay, like the note of like bringing down it, like sliding into something and like licking it and like hearing that note ring out, that one note presents more power to it. And that slowly brought me to a point where I wanted to learn how to understand pedal usage, and because I felt at that point now, okay, I got a good understanding, I have enough scales to bring together something. I don't need this pedal. This pedal is not going to affect the way I play. It's only and like so I ended up getting like I'm not I can't like with what I do I can't afford to buy individual pedals yet. But I bought it's a Boss ME80 pedal. But really caught my eye was like each one of the pedal steps had a different purpose, whether it was chorus, reverb, delay, some type of preamp and whatever. But like, and then it also had like a pedal that you could click down for water whammy, which was I thought was really cool. So it's some type of it definitely has like it's
an all-in-one.
It's a multi effects.
It's an all-in-one pedal.
But like the multi effects that I had before, it wasn't. It was more or less like, okay, there's so much shit. Like, how do I comprehend this? And like, but this one had a loop. Nice. And once I figure out, okay, where I want to use like a delay or a chorus or reverb, like I definitely add it where I can, but like it doesn't affect what I do. But like I wanted to learn how to use the loop because I never had the opportunity before. Yeah. And like I'm like at this point where like I have a group of guys that I want to play with. Like I'm sure it's happened to you when you were young. Like you're like, all right, let's get together, let's do this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jam, you know, like
yeah.
And like I did play out in college. Like I played a couple like house parties back in the day, and like it was cool.
It's a good
like,
feeling. Yeah.
It's a good feeling and humbling feeling, but like I didn't understand like I did now, and there's times where I'm like, fuck, I want to do this.
Yeah.
So in the meantime, I'm waiting for these guys. Like, not waiting for these guys, but when we can figure out a day where we can all meet, I've been using this loop pedal and like, so like if I'm like whatever AC/DC bag fish like. I couldn't understand how to use a loop pedal. Like I didn't figure out the 3 or the 4 and like at the end, so I would either play one riff over, one riff under, and I was like getting a little discouraged. I was like, oh shit. And then I like finally got it and I was like did looping for you at all help your harmony in playing in the sense of like where you're like, okay, I got this 4, the standard 4 that you're playing in, like where am I, like what scale am I playing and where am I playing it? Did it help you like exercise where maybe some of the songs you wrote like
sure like forms? No, I mean the loop just helped me express more and you know like it just was like another way to create a palette, painting. You know what I mean? Like just gave me more textures. Okay. But I know what you mean about the really developing the sense of the form of the song. The looper really gives you an idea of like the form of it. Like now, you know, when I loop a song, like I kind of just I don't even have to count it or think about how many times I'm looping. It's just like it's kind of like just, you know, you just fit it. Like you get a sense of it, you know. But looping is just an amazing way for you to just practice, you know, and hone your skills and tighten up and think of time and think of rhythm and think of melodies and like be able to build over, you know, your guitar parts and create, you know, for me I use it to create percussion. So it's like a really great learning tool. Really, you know, and it's unforgiving. So it's like the lesson has to be learned very quickly, you know, like otherwise it's going to sound really bad.
Right.
You know, because you can't play a loop and be out of time. You know, it's got to be in perfect time.
And that just extends also to not just what you're playing on the opposite end of the loop, but it definitely makes me like, I don't know, prepare for at least the setting up, like the like what you're playing for the loop. Yeah. Like wow, that 4 was out of time. Like wow, like I'm trying to. Like slide up this AC/DC FAG. I'm like, okay, I don't know. I just like, I used to like not really like it, but as you know, a lot of things when I first get introduced, I'm not really a big fan.
Hate them.
That's
awesome.
But
then you find them on your own. You're like, I love this thing. You're like, dude, I showed you that like 8 months ago. Like what?
I'm like, but like, I don't know.
At least you find them.
Guitar has like.
That means you made a difference.
Yeah. Guitar has saved my life in a way where I didn't think I needed it. Like I now am on my own as of last year working full time for myself. I'm a single guy.
I'm proud
I got my family. But like there's points and throughout my day that like I have a lot of downtime and I don't know how to break it up in the winter in suburbs colony. What the hell are you gonna do? You know, like
I've watched your journey unfold pretty well. Like I've been along for the ride, and it's awesome to watch. You know, you're doing really well.
Thanks,
I
man.
think you guys are. You know, you're putting all the energy into all the right things and growing your business like really well. And I've had talks with you when you were switching over, and you were like, I wouldn't say you were scared, but yeah, you were like, I'm doing this. Like it was a jump, it was a leap. You leaped and you did it, and like you hit the ground running, man. Like you're busy as you guys can be, right? Like
we try to, and that's the thing, and like especially learning what downtime was, especially maybe in some of the slower months of doing business.
Yeah.
It was like, how do I fill my time? How do I spend my time? And really, like if you're,
are you do you find yourself like having to do things to make money with your business that you necessarily don't find like
enjoying
artistic? Like,
okay, so
like are
of
you like
course.
having to sell yourself a little like?
Of course, you got to
to
do
make the
your
dough,
you got to do
right?
a little selling, of course,
Right.
and like that comes along with it, especially with
because you got to pay the bills.
you got to pay the bills, and like that's number one. But like, I would say majority of the stuff I do, I can honestly say I put my name fully behind it. Whether if it's real estate, whether if it's because like okay, I go do a real estate show. Yeah, it's not live music. Yeah, I'm not up front shooting fish today. You
Right.
know, my hat changes a lot.
Right, yeah. I
But
feel you. Same
but
here.
but when I go do real estate, especially with one of the companies I'm working for right now, they do a lot of business in North Creek, Friends Lake area. I have to put my drone up in the sky to photograph or video this house. But what else is going on? You know, so when I'm out doing this stuff, it's like Friends Lake, I've never been there, but
Beautiful,
this
right?
took me there. So I'm going to not only shoot this house, but all right, I'm here. I'm gonna go maybe stay in the area for a little bit, shoot some photos of the lake, do something that you know maybe I wouldn't have done before.
Capture this, yeah.
Capture this, and like, or like
Build on
even
your-
in like the corporate world too. Like there's like coming from working at where I did, I worked at a news station and I worked at a mortgage company, and maybe mortgage videos weren't the funnest, but I will say to you that like the people I met along the way in that journey, like those people like transformed me. Like I learned from that, and
Awesome.
and connections are the fucking best
I feel
thing.
that.
And it's like, and that's where I like when I got back, like where I was talking about my resolution, like I'm not gonna get too into detail with where my life's been, just out of respect for anybody involved with it, but I ignored some things in my life that I didn't really understand how important they were, and even business wise or just I don't know, ties in the music scene, like maybe not that I didn't take full advantage of some of these connections, but I didn't fulfill what I fully felt that I could provide to the situation. And not feeling like you didn't do your fullest is the most fucking shitty feeling ever. And I never want that. It's gonna happen. You're not invincible, but like you can do your best and be realistic of your time out of the appreciation for the people who are going to want your time.
Do your best for like where you're at.
Yeah, like don't work 20 hours and burn your fucking self out.
But if you do work 20 hours, burn yourself out. Do your best for being burnt out.
do your best for being burnt
That's
out.
my motto. Like,
And do it
like,
maybe once a
yeah,
week.
I'm on
Don't
an
do
hour.
it,
I'm
like-
like I slept like 2 hours like total. I'm doing my best for being like awake.
Kinda alive.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Kind of asleep, kind of alive.
Yeah, you know,
But yeah,
Kinda
you just
here.
do your best.
do your best.
For
Do
the
your
moment.
best. That's what 2020 is about. Doing your best.
But in the
Everybody.
moment, not like doing your best, like being like dude, superhero best, but like being like, yeah, this is the best I got right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm like the best I got right now. That's where I'm at.
Right. And going back to even maybe when you were playing opening up for Ted Nugent REO Speedwagon, how maybe you would have said, you know, I won that. But in your head, you're probably also thinking, I got a show to play. I got to put on my fucking game face. and I want to get these people fucking ready.
Yeah. I want to represent. Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely felt like I tried. I love to perform, so when the more opportunities, I generally always try to make the best. Like I always try to, like I'm happy playing, so you just make, I make it the best I got.
It's good, man.
I really am,
Now to wrap up things, we always end our podcast with what you've been watching, what you've been listening. So we're gonna go down the line. We're gonna start with what you've been listening. What have you been listening to, Rich?
To think about that. What have I been listening to? Oh, well, so I'm just, music-wise, I've been going to see my son play live. I saw him Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. And so I'm listening to him live. And then what else have I been doing? So I'm a parent to 2 small children.
Yeah.
I'm trying to expand their music. And I'm trying to, also, so I've been listening, to some kid-friendly jams.
What kind of kid-friendly jams?
If I, you know what I really like?
What?
It's I like Tedeschi Trucks Band. If I have time to just kind of chill, that's what I'm gonna pop.
That's the go-to.
Yeah, that's the go-to. Or old school like Mountain Man, what's it called? Outlaw country, Willie Nelson. I love Willie Nelson. Huge Willie Nelson fan.
Oh yeah.
That's what I'm listening to, and I'm watching Mandalorian.
Mandalorian.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
He's obsessed
What
with
episode
it.
are you on?
I'm 8. Yeah.
You finished it?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's awesome.
Best thing that happened in the Star Wars universe to me.
Yeah, it's pretty
I don't know. There was something, I don't know. Have you seen the new episodes?
Yeah.
All 3 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. So, there's something that was captured in a good way when Mandalorian happened that to me related to 4, 5, 6, maybe 3 too, a little bit. That was I don't know, kick ass. I back the fucking the character. I back him 100%. I don't know. It's just the
It's
approach
sad that
they take.
I'm sad that season 1's over. I'm like,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah,
over?
yeah.
Come on, I just got started with this. I want more. Yeah.
Exactly. And I've listened to a lot of other people talk about it, and it's a cool way to approach Star Wars because when you got a couple $100 million movie that you're putting out, it's nuts because you're limited to this certain amount of time. You got people like Disney expecting a certain level, and you gotta fit everything you can into the story.
Right.
And when you spread it out over seasons and episodes, you think about how much more you can talk about.
Oh yeah.
And that's what they're doing. The new Obi-Wan is gonna have his new series that's coming out on Disney Plus, and they're even releasing a new season of Clone Wars, due to Disney Plus being something. And I've recently gotten to, we'll talk about that, but so we've been watching what did you think of the new episode? Episode 9.
There was episode 9.
Of Rise of Skywalker.
I haven't seen that yet. Wait.
Oh, you haven't seen the new one?
No. Wait. I thought it was only at 8. I thought
7, 8, 9. Yeah.
I thought 7 and 8. So I didn't even know there was a 9.
9 just came out.
Just an hour ago.
No, Christmas, around Christmas time.
Oh no 9. Oh, I thought you meant the so.
Oh no, I wish.
Yeah,
I
no. I was
too,
wait,
yeah.
we're at 8. It stopped at 8. All right, got you. I just watched that. Yeah, it was awesome. I actually enjoyed the closure of it. I felt that it they did a really good job at putting everything. I felt okay. It was usually when you watch a final episode it doesn't really close it. You're oh, well, what happened here? What happened? I felt at rest with it all.
Yeah.
I would have liked to have seen all of the what is it? The energy. What do they call them? When they come back from the dead. What is that called?
The Force.
The Force.
Force ghosts.
Force ghosts. That's the word. Force ghosts.
More than just the voices.
I would like to see some Force ghosts.
Yeah, Palpatine though, that was cool, and
Ooh,
sorry,
sick.
spoilers. The fact that Rey is Palpatine, holy shit, that was
makes
cool.
sense though, and they did such a great job at keeping it true to Star Wars.
And They didn't kill Chewie either.
No.
Thank
yeah,
God.
Chewie made it. Yeah. Scared there for a minute, weren't you?
Yeah, I was a little scared. I was like, wow.
yeah.
But then also at the same time, I was kind of
kidding.
like,
What was
in
this
that shot, I was like, where the fuck was the other
Yeah,
one?
yeah.
But Doug, what have you been watching to, listening to? What have you been listening to, watching?
Listening, Crime Town podcast. Connor Linehan told me about it when he was over for the last podcast. It's basically, they've got 2 seasons out. First one's about Portland, and then the second one's about Portland. Maybe not.
Okay.
I don't know. That, for some reason, that sounds wrong. I might be right, though. The other one's about Detroit. It's like a movie.
Really?
It's taken over my entire days at work. That's when I realized, like, oh, if I just set it on, like, the first one, it'll, like, keep playing to, like, next episode. Because, like, I was worried about that because, like, new podcasts come out every week. So it's, like,
Yeah,
you
every
got to go
single
to,
week.
like, the newer ones. So I was like, I didn't know if it was going to do that. It did that, and then I just let it run. So I've been binging that. Other than that, Dissect podcast, which is on Spotify, might be on iTunes as well. They break down like music, they've got like 5 seasons, they got 5 different albums.
Nice.
The most recent one is the Damn album by Kendrick Lamar, and I've also been listening to that, which is why I went back to that podcast. I was like, oh, let me check out the breakdown for that.
Yeah.
So like, that's what I've been listening to, as well as Hannibal Buress stand up. I love that stand-up comedian. He's on Spotify. I haven't listened to him. He's really funny, like mellow dude.
Got it.
You kind of think he like smokes a lot. He's kind of got that demeanor on him, but like he doesn't.
Dry,
So-
like super dry, like monotone, like Steve.
Yeah, for sure. But
I ate some ice cream and I got a really bad headache.
He's type of that guy.
yeah. He talks like that. But he's fun. He's a funny dude. Check him out.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I've been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender. Deanna showed that show to me. It was like the cartoon on
Nickelodeon
Nickelodeon.
version?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
great.
Nickelodeon
Oh,
version.
nice. I look forward to watching that now. Thanks.
It's really good.
I'll watch
Like
that.
I
I'll dig on that. Yeah.
didn't know about. I didn't
I didn't
know about
that
the.
either.
I
What-
didn't know
what
about
is
the
that on?
substance.
What is that on?
On Facebook.
Okay.
Some girls been like
yeah.
posting like the seasons, like every episode.
Where is it? Where was it?
It was on Nickelodeon originally.
Oh,
That's
okay.
Nickelodeon
I missed
show.
that.
Yeah. Back in the early 2000s.
Yeah,
Got it.
something like that.
Got it.
I also checked out The Masked Singer. That show. That's been pretty
Crazy,
fun.
right?
It really is.
It's
kind of
really
hard to
good, but
guess.
don't you want to see like more famous
Yeah.
people?
Yeah.
Like, some of the people I'm like, I don't even know who that is.
Oh, but like Tommy Chong was on there.
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
dude,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
you knew
yeah.
it was Tommy Chong, but it the judges didn't guess it.
It's
One,
a
like,
brilliant. It's a
kinda,
brilliant
but
idea.
It's
a brilliant idea.
It's a great show.
great
I got hooked. Check it out on Hulu. And also I've been watching like a lot of like car chases. Like I don't know why that's been entertaining me lately.
like
I
real life.
yeah,
cartoons?
like on the news. Like, but like I really like the
Just,
ones.
going back to old ones and stuff.
I like to search for like the ones who people got away because that's always super interesting to me. I don't know why. Just like
Living
so
on
it's
the
like
edge.
the other
Spoil, yeah.
the other day like when I was on my lunch break like I straight up watched this like 50-minute one of this like one Dodge Challenger in Dallas just like straight
Yeah.
on the highway just gone. Like
Yeah.
the helicopter was like
Yeah.
we're trying but we're really zoomed in. We're losing this guy and then next thing you know he was just like gone. I was like wow. Like you can still get away. Like that's pretty cool. But yeah,
shit.
car chases. That's been my kick lately. I don't know why.
Wow, interesting. That's cool.
Nice.
You gotta watch that movie. What is it? What's the
Oh,
famous Smokey in the No.
oh,
Eastbound and Down. It's got that Jerry Reed song on it. What's the name of the movie? Oh,
Dylan
gosh.
McKenzie, what's the name of the movie?
Dylan McKenzie.
Eastbound.
Eastbound and Down is the song that's on it. Eastbound and
I
Down.
feel like that's Smokey and the Bandit.
Yeah, Smokey and the Bandit. It is.
Yeah.
You're right. I
Yeah.
said that already. Okay, we're good. Watch
Oh
that.
yeah.
I'll check it out. Frankie, what you been listening to?
So
and
what have I
watching?
been listening to? I got into the funk a little bit last night. James Brown, Papa Don't Take No Mess. The Temptations, specifically Papa Was a Rolling Stone.
Nice.
What a groove at the beginning of the song. I just was like, I don't know, I was in the funk jams. OJ's. What else have I been listening to? I've been listening to a lot of Rush as always. I don't know what it is about Rush, but they've just like succumbed my soul. I love Geddy Lee, Alex Lifeson, and Neil Peart all equally. They're all great musicians. Bill Burr, his episode, January 6th episode, Monday Morning Podcast, is gotta be hands down the funniest podcast I've listened to in like recent times.
I'm gonna listen to one.
He does not have a good temper when it comes to technology, and he tells this fucking hilarious true story that happened to him recently that you have to listen to, where you can subscribe to on iTunes just like you could subscribe to on our podcast. Next, Queen. I was listening to some Queen last night.
Nice.
Queen's really
I don't know. Try to get me into like the whole like mindset of 2020, fulfilling the goals I want to meet, and like just like I don't know.
Riding
Queen.
your bicycle and stuff like that.
And then also JGB. I've been listening to a lot of JGB lately, mostly because so not funny story but cool story. So I had Dark Star Orchestra at the Palace over New Year's run. One of their guitarists that plays the Bobby role, he had a flight cancellation that made him have to arrive during the second set. So the first set, they come out, they're like, oh, you know, our guitarist isn't here, but we've decided to whip up a special set of all JGB music. Never heard the song Run for the Roses before, and holy shit, I probably listened to that song like 100 times.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and just like, I don't know, like, Cats Under the Stars opener, just some, like, Tangled Up in Blue, Jerry Ripper is, like, super good. Never seen Dark Star before, and they really do the Grateful Dead really well. But as far as watching, Star Wars Clone Wars, me and Ramon have been watching that. And South Park, since the new season is over, it's kind of like, what the hell do I watch? So I've been watching a lot of just old episodes.
Hell yeah.
I haven't seen in a while. I was
Dude,
like,
oh,
I remember.
I
Remember
love.
babies.
Fuck you guys. I'm out.
It's awesome.
Dude.
That's a good way to end it right there.
Yeah.
South Park.
So, but we're gonna end this first episode of 2020 off with some Rich Ortiz originals.
Nice.
And just want to say, we got a big year in store. Rich, dude, thank you so much,
thank you
man,
so
for
much
coming
for
onto
coming
the
on, man.
show.
It's been
Thank
a
you.
great one.
We
Thank you.
love and back everything you do, and let's get those videos done soon. So,
Thank
Doug,
This-
what do we got to listen to?
This is Rising Tide by this guy over here, Rich Ortiz. You can find it on Spotify. It's also on iTunes, you know.
Yeah.
Also on
iTunes.
iTunes.
Go
Sure.
check
And
it
soon
out.
he's going to have social media.
Oh, yeah.
We promise.
I might have an Instagram. 2020 Instagram.
2020, New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolution.
See you
Rising
guys.
Tide, Rich Ortiz.
I'm Frankie Gavone.
I'm Doug Quimby.
This has been Kind of Live, Kind of Living.
Have a great night.
Kind of go to sleep.
There is only one coast where the water meets the land. One rising sun and it's coming up again. We are one people, together we shall be. Come on and join the tribe, we're all one family. We're coming in on a rising tide. We're dancing to the music, living the ocean life. Yeah, we're coming in on a rising tide. We leave it to the children with a bond of life. There is no you and me, there is only we. But it's still up to you, feel the rhythm of the sea. See what's out there, the water's crystal clear. So jump on the boat and let go of your fears. Yeah, we're coming in on a rising tide. We're dancing to the music, living the ocean life. Yeah, we're coming in on a rising tide. Let's leave it to the children with abundant life. Just ride the wave, let the wind blow through your hair. There's a rainbow after every storm. Chart your course, trust in the moon and the stars. Let the sunshine fill your heart. Yeah, we're coming in on a rising tide. We're dancing to the music, living the ocean life. Oh, we're coming in on a rising tide. Leaving for the children with a burning light. Oh, yeah, yeah, we're coming in on a rising tide. We're dancing to the music, living the ocean life. Coming in on a rising tide. Leave for the children with a burning light.